Yo, who them boys with the heat? Listen up and take a seat. Jaws of George bringing facts that'll knock you off your feet. Dropping knowledge bombs every single day. Crazy fun facts about life in every way. He's the one you call when you need to know what's up. Mind so sharp, he can feel 1,000 cuffs. From the depths of the ocean to the stars in the sky. Charles got the answers, no need to ask why. Who them boys with the heat? They got the flame. Jaws and George, making you remember the name. Two wild cards from Texas, bringing the fire. Hot takes hotter than a Carolina Reaper, taking you higher. Then we got that guy, always talking loud, making shit up, riling up the whole damn crowd. Spitting out stories, stirring up the scene, got you questioning what's real, making life a dream. He's the hype man, the spark to the flame. No matter what he says, you remember the name. Bringing chaos and chatter, it's all part of the game. With him on the mic, it'll never be the same. Who them boys with the heat? They got the flame. Jaws and George, making you remember the name. Two wild cards from Texas, bringing the fire. Takes hotter than a Carolina Reaper, taking you higher. Then let's talk about them wild cards straight out of Texas, bringing conversation, making you restless. Hot takes burning like the midday sun, deeper than the roots where the rivers run. Who them boys with the heat? They got the flame. Jaws and George, making you remember the name. Two wild cards from Texas, bringing the fire. Hot takes hotter than a Carolina Reaper, taking you higher. Then let's talk about them wild cards straight out of Texas, bringing conversation.
Another banger. When you making the charts?
When are we making the charts? One of these has to chart at some point.
When are we going to chart? That's the question.
Probably when it gets enough listens where somebody actually shares the music, because right now the music is only on the podcast. So, well, it's on YouTube too, but
we're gonna have to do something about this because
I was
this
just
is ridiculous.
sitting. That's funny you say that. I was just sitting there thinking. I'm like, every once in a while I'll daydream about somebody picks us up and
Right.
what happens and yada yada yada, and I'm like, God dang, we're gonna get noticed because old boys on this shit are dropping hard beats and figuring out gold.
yeah, they're gonna go. So where's your MC? Where's this rapper that we would like the rapper to be on the show? I'd be like,
It's not real.
he's not real, but like I write the songs, like those are real. But other than that,
There's
I don't know.
no actual human.
Oh,
that's
hold on, listen,
singing.
There's no real.
Listen,
Wow.
when an architect, like, you look at a building and it's, oh yeah, that was created or whatever by
Right.
blah blah blah, an architect, but all that dude did was draw on a piece of paper, or that chick draw on a piece
I'm
of
like,
damn
this
paper.
is true.
Nobody, there's 10,000 people built that damn building.
Then you're saying Patrick is an architect?
No, he could be either the architect or the builder, but in this situation, he
But
is
he's
the
not
architect.
the actual
Yeah,
building.
but he's the architect. Without
He is the
him,
blueprint.
without him, the 10,000 people have nothing to build.
Sure. Yeah, we can put. we can
Damn,
push that
Patrick,
way.
you're somebody.
Hell
You are.
yeah.
Somebody.
Hey, you're that guy.
That guy.
Is that your rap name?
Yeah, sure.
That guy?
Well, AKA.
No, Hat Yai. Hat Yai. Yeah, Hat Yai.
Hat Yai.
Yeah, that's an album seller right there. Hat Yai.
With it-
But it's got an asterisk somewhere. Hat
Yeah.
Yai. Hat Yai.
Like, what inspired you?
Shit.
We
Don't ask
should-
me to
I should
repeat
make
that.
an album cover, and we
Yeah.
should.
Dude,
I should
you
put all of
should.
these. I should put all of these songs on there.
Yes. Everyone that you've made, make it into a little EP and just put it on Spotify.
Oh, I didn't send you the Kate or the Angel Reese, the Angel Reese one, because I didn't want to upset you. But I sent it to Charles, and that one, I just was like I just mumbled at the end, like I was just typing a bunch of random stuff out, and the AI picked it up as dribble, didn't pass.
You should have sent it to me.
Oh my God, I sent it to Charles. I don't know if he's got it on Facebook.
Listen.
If he can pull it up.
Listen, ain't nobody's gonna get offended over here. I might get a little upset.
I think what it is too is it's played out. It's played out a lot, and it's just overdrawn. We got our fun out of it. Like, we'll do one day of it, and that's it. We won't talk about it like 500 times like other people do.
But you know who is talking about your little video? TikTok is destroying your video as far as comments. Everybody is just
funny.
eating it up.
Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker in our industry, in entertainment in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what people are saying specifically, as long as they're saying something generally.
Listen,
I mean, we would
little
rather
do they
be
know.
good.
I don't think people realize when it comes to us four, because I'm throwing Mike into this.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize that we don't care if you're negative with your comments or positive with your comments. At this point, what we are trying to achieve is engagement. Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't matter.
We appreciate all of them.
Yes. And so it's like yesterday when we were going at it with that Titan guy, like I think he was getting ahead of himself. He thought he was doing something because he has this big following on YouTube, and I guess our TikTok followers aren't good enough for him to be on the show with us.
He has a big following on YouTube, but yet he's only got 450.
And he keeps threatening us. He was like, just wait till I get to go live. I'm like, why do we gotta wait for you to go live on TikTok? You can just go with us tomorrow. I'm like, but clearly he's not made for this show because he's a little. He's
gonna talk about us on his show. He's gonna talk about us on his show.
I wanted him to come over here today.
No, I was hoping he'd piss him off to the point where he would actually talk shit.
But he
didn't work.
because he seems like a numbers guy.
Kevin?
I'm like, oh, you think you're a numbers guy, but I know a numbers guy.
Yeah.
And his name is Charles.
I'm generally bathing them. We'll have some
So,
later on in the show.
Like I was trying to get him to come, Charles. I think you would have had so much fun with him. Because he was ranking his receiving core, and he was upset that the Titans receiving core.
All you gotta do is tell him it was a Titans fan.
He had the nerve to say that DK Metcalf is old while saying that D-Hop is still a top 10 receiver. I'm like, sir, D-Hop is old.
All right, I found it. Hopefully I can skip through here to the end.
So I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that somebody said out loud that they were a Tennessee Titans fan.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he's big time.
Diehard.
Does he get paid to talk about the Titans?
I doubt it.
Whoa.
At least not on TikTok.
It looked
Maybe
like
YouTube.
It looked like he was in his bedroom.
Is that because they signed Calvin Ridley?
Oh, he thinks that he has one of the top receiving cores in the NFL. I'm like, you realize your quarterback is Will Levis. He puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Will Levis experiment.
Maybe it's Will Levis. Maybe it's Will Levis if he actually survives the season.
The Will Levis experiment.
I'm like, it is what it is. He said that Tank Dell is a toy.
Tank Dell. He seems like
he's not man enough to play in the league. He's too small.
Whoa.
And that Stephon Diggs is not that guy, and Collins is probably their only good receiver.
Okay, he's not completely gone, but
to say that Tank Dell is not good enough to be in the league,
I'm
not saying that the Texans receiving core is number one in the league. Again, they're still young. But to say that Tank Dell is not good enough to be in the league is weird to me.
I got fixated on the comment. He said that Tank Dell was too small.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not talking about Jaden Daniels here, are we?
No, he specifically said Tank Dell.
Okay, because it's really easy to be a tiny wide receiver in the NFL. You just have
I'm
to
like,
not
Wes
get
Welker
hit.
did it just fine. Edelman did it just fine.
Yeah, you just have to not get hit.
Lockett did it just fine. There's a bunch of small receivers.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that 5'10" is considered a small receiver.
He should be catching.
I'm 5'11".
5'10's not that. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, they got him at 5'10". He must be wearing shoes because his pro prospect grade has him at 5'8". So maybe he is a little bit shorter than that.
And that's fine, but so look at Cheetah. Look at Tyreek Hill. He's not that tall.
Who's that guy? Is it Deuce Vaughn for the Cowboys? He's 5'3".
Deuce Vaughn is like what, 5'8", 5'7"?
No, he's 5'4", 5'5", I think.
And he's still trusting him with the rock.
Yeah, Kansas State, proud.
Wasn't Sproles a small running back?
Yeah, Sproles is little too, but hold on here. Smallest or shortest player in the NFL.
We have to remember that these
It's-
individuals
it is,
don't come out with these
It's
statements
Deuce Vaughn.
that they wouldn't know that they are potentially wrong,
Hey.
and they don't know or wouldn't know how to correct themselves then. So we welcome all of these
Yes.
fantastic fantastic
Complete your case.
I'm gonna need a
please.
little bit of
Oh, man.
cowbell.
Dude, there was a guy that was 5'1".
Yeah.
Doing what?
Yeah, Jack Shapiro.
Was he a
called it-
kicker?
Yeah, I don't know. His nickname was Soupy though.
Soupy.
Oh, he probably had to be
Yeah.
fast as hell.
Jack
I bet Campbell's-
Emmanuel Soupy
You think-
Shapiro, 1907 to 2001. And rest in peace. He lived a while.
Man. Do you think he ever ended up with a Campbell's
Halfback.
endorsement?
Tasty.
No, Soupy.
Mm.
Soupy, yeah. He would have ended up
5'11".
with, like, the-
Dude, all right,
the
check these
Campbell's.
stats out.
That's a good question.
Charles, I'm gonna hit you with some facts. 5'1",
Oh.
a buck 19.
He's how much?
5'1", 119. So it was like literally a third grader out there. Fifth grader.
Or a fifth grader.
Yeah. Like one of those big fifth graders coming at you. Like we talked.
midget
Yeah, you
What
gotta
was his-
remember-
coming at you.
What
every
was his
5 waves.
What was his general career?
I don't know. He was a halfback. Yeah. The way when he played. He
'cause
he
I'm
might
sitting here
have-
thinking.
Maybe they called him
him
Soupy because he worked at a soup factory.
maybe he worked
I
at a
don't know.
soup factory, or maybe he was because most of them are like firefighters and mailmen
Yeah.
and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think this guy's.
What was
carrying
his day
on the back
job?
of it.
He probably-
Jack Shapiro, NFL day job.
Maybe he ate soup for lunch.
Oh, he only
That would
played
be
one
funny.
game with the stat. He only played one game, but he's the shortest player in NFL history.
At least he made
Uh,
history.
What? He played one
Okay,
game.
all it says is his father and him and his two brothers did odd jobs for a living, consulting and earnings of $9 a week.
What?
His
It's a
brother was an
different time.
artist on the streets in the Bronx. He was a professional football player. His high school playing weight was 85 pounds. Oh boy.
Give me
Yeah.
1 second, fellas. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. He played fullback. He was a fullback at 96 pounds for the new NYU football team. So this dude was pretty smart. That's all I really get from it. He was pretty smart if he played for NYU, but
Pulling in a solid $9 a week.
that was
wonder
his
what-
whole family.
Yeah, I wonder what the
Yeah.
inflation rate like on that would have been. What year was that?
I don't know. It said he was born in 1907, so you got to think he was a college kid, high school kid. So you're talking the 20s, 1923, 1924.
In 1920. Earnings.
That was when he was in high school, so 16, 17 years old.
That'd be about $141 a week today.
Yeah.
So just below minimum wage.
That's getting your butt kicked big time. That's the thing back then. There probably wasn't even minimum wage because that was before the old
Well,
law
I
even
mean-
went into place.
I mean,
But you also
$9
got
a
to
week.
see the living styles back then were cost of living
Yeah.
was a lot different.
A
than
lot
what it is
different.
now.
A lot different. $132 a week different.
You need to make that a day now, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so crazy. 1920 is such a wild year. Talking about wild speculations. I had asked you gentlemen a question to start the show, a little thinker. I'm still not exactly sure how to word this, but I believe the point will come across. Is Jason Tatum obtaining a status that could be closer to Kobe than LeBron ever got to Jordan?
Patrick,
I regret this answer, but this is the answer that I'm going to give. And my answer is probably that LeBron is closer to Michael Jordan just because of the fact of the accomplishments, whether it be personal accomplishments or not.
Yeah.
He actually did win championships, granted on the shoulders of other people sometimes, like we've spoken about
Right,
on this show
right.
plenty of times. He still was there for it.
He's still a great player.
Arguably, him and Kyrie did win that championship together in Cleveland. I will give him that title, even though it was more on Kyrie than it was on him. But he
Yeah,
still
yeah,
helped a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with that one.
Yeah.
That might be his only like legitimate title that he might have won by himself.
I think that one, I know this comment might be cliche, but his one is too early to compare him to Kobe just because I'm like, he just got his first ring. I'm like, but I know that that was his idol growing up. That's his mentor. Got him to basically mentally where he's at now as a basketball player. But I got to agree with Patrick on this one. As of right now, as it stands, the edge is still on LeBron as far as who would have gotten closer to whose mentor more. And I think just for the sheer fact of the career for right now, can he be closer to Kobe 10 years from now as his career starts to wind down? Possibly. I'm like, and it's not taken away from his career or what he's done so far. I'm like, you're a champion. Can't nobody take that away from you. Like, you are a legitimate champion. You got a banner up for your home team. But to say that he's closer to Kobe than LeBron is to Michael at this point,
Or
all you Jason
achievable.
Tatum fans, I'm sorry, but no. If anybody says that he is, they need to get evaluated. Because I'm
Well,
like,
I'm coming in with a hot take on you, broski. I'm coming in with a hot take.
Coming
on
in
you.
with a hot take.
And listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to
yeah,
this.
I'm listening. I'm here for it.
I thought about this. I thought about this for a minute. It's why I tried to give you guys a little bit of time. Now here's my thought process on this. Because it's still not a unanimous decision, and nobody ever wants to be like Mike. Everyone, like Anthony Edwards, says, I want to be the next Anthony Edwards, or the only Anthony Edwards.
That's because it's his kid.
No. But
He can't
He's
be
already
that
playing
good.
like his dad.
Yeah, he's already
so
playing like his dad.
LeBron, I don't look at LeBron and see Jordan. I would look, when I looked at Kobe, I could see Jordan, right? Like,
It's style
Then-
of play, all that jazz.
Well, you could
Then-
see glimpses, yeah.
Yeah,
and then-
absolutely. I agree 1,000% with that.
And then there's okay, no, this is Kobe Bryant, not Michael Jordan, right? Looking at it that way, I realized that LeBron, I don't think ever got close to Jordan. He's just the only LeBron James, which is a phenomenal stat, right? But,
In itself, yes.
but with Jason Tatum, even with his most recent success, I feel like he's a skinwalker, right? In less than 48 hours, he impersonated Kevin Garnett, Curry.
All right, all right.
you know.
Here's one for you then. Could we possibly see him one day in a Lakers uniform? Could we see this?
Oh,
No,
I don't know.
I don't
You
think
don't
so.
think that? You don't think if that's his
The
idol?
only way that it
That's
happens,
his
it has to
idol.
be towards the end of his career when it's pretty much it's just winding down.
Of all
But I
the
just-
places
I-
to
Patrick's
immortalize
not
Kobe
off.
and go to Boston and
mean, the
be
Lakers
that's
are
their
a
biggest
circus.
rival.
And
that
that
was
would
the
be-
Lakers' biggest rival.
Yeah, the Lakers are a circus.
I'm like,
That would be their biggest
the only
show.
reason why I say it's not impossible because two of the biggest players from each teams have played for the other teams in Shaq
Right, I don't.
and Rajon Rondo.
Right.
That's true, and I don't think that LeBron ever thought he would see himself in a Lakers uniform either. It all
Right.
just fell into place for him.
He
saw
thought
the
he probably saw
spotlight.
himself in every uniform.
Yeah, he saw
outside of
himself
Boston.
when he saw himself in the best opportunity to win a title.
So
for
here's
sure,
another
being able
question.
to call the shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To caveat your question,
To end my point there, though, I do believe that Jason Tatum can achieve more of a Kobe-like status than LeBron ever achieved a Jordan status.
so
But-
here's my question to you: whose
Yeah.
shadow is bigger to overcome? Jason Tatum over Kobe's, or LeBron, or Kobe and LeBron trying to overshadow or accomplish the shadow of Michael Jordan? Like, which one seems like scarier?
Okay, so if I'm being realistic, I would have to say that it's Tatum being overshadowed by Kobe.
You think that's a bigger cast?
More so than Kobe's trying to beat Jordan, but less than or equal to LeBron to Jordan.
So Tatum chasing the ghost of Kobe is a bigger chase.
He's got a
than-
long fucking way to go because
No, I'm
he's in
just
the
saying,
league
as
for
far as
seasons and he's
which
only
one
won one
seemed-
title.
Oh, I get that. I'm just saying, you know
Yeah.
how
All of them did that, though.
everybody's
Kobe
chasing.
won right away, didn't he? Like second year.
He,
third year?
he
I
got
thought
drafted
won
in
the title.
'96. He didn't get his first ring till 2000.
Yeah,
That's
I
4
mean,
years.
So he got his quicker, at least his first three.
Yeah, but he never stopped after he got that first one.
No,
He kept
like
going.
he threatened to get
Right.
traded, all that jazz before they got Pau Gasol. Then he got his next
This is
two.
obviously a way too early hot take.
I'm just
Right.
saying. I think it's too early. Yeah, I think it's too early.
But
like I said, he's got-
whose shadow looks like is clearly LeBron couldn't take over as far as finals
this is-
rings.
this-
He couldn't
this-
overcome that shadow, and Kobe was
this-
one off.
Hey, this is the Tiger. The comparison I always make is I don't know if you know a lot about golf, but
I do.
it's like Tiger Woods chasing Nicholas is LeBron James chasing Michael Jordan. That's what I feel like.
And
He's never
Tiger
gonna get
had a
there.
better
He's never
shot
gonna
at
get there.
overcoming that the majors.
Guess what? They both got fucking hurt, and they're never gonna make it.
Tiger wish
Yeah,
he could.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods should just retire. Yeah, just like LeBron, Tiger Woods should retire.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I said I'd be Tiger. I wish he could. I remember that video of the Buffalo Bills wide receiver there. It was funny. The reasoning behind me taking Tatum is I already know the story of LeBron James, and it's almost I don't know. I can't give you the specifics on how his story ends, but I know how it ends. It ends in this scenario. It ends less than Jordan. Right now, the ability to be Kobe is still unwritten. Or to
Yeah,
be
but the way that
Kobe-esque.
there hasn't been an NBA back-to-back champion since San Antonio, and I don't think we're going to see that again.
San Antonio's never been back to back.
Listen,
Well,
the
San
East.
Antonio won 2 in
I
a
mean,
row.
the off season's coming up, but the East isn't necessarily a gauntlet that we all wish it could be. Milwaukee, you hope, is going to be better, but arguably the East has injury issues, and it continues to happen as these players get older. They're not getting younger. In
So
the
Boston
sense
has
of
a cakewalk
Boston,
to the finals again.
and they're young, and they're all basically under contract outside of Tatum, who isn't going anywhere. Yeah, Brad Stevens. I'm as a Pistons / Milwaukee fan, it kills
It's
me.
not an
to-
easy walk. It's not an easy
Yeah,
walk.
But I mean, there is a path for Boston to achieve this.
Right.
The West is going to destroy itself. They're going to be tired going into the finals over the next few
So you're
years
saying Boston
regardless.
has the best chance of repeating at this current right now? Like, 'cause
Next
listen, the
season
last
would
team
have-
to repeat was Golden State with
Well,
KD
in
both those years.
25 in 25, they got 4 players that are up for re-signing. So they only
Right.
got 1 more year. They only
Well,
got
I'm
1 more
saying,
year
but just to
repeat.
say to repeat in the NBA at this point right now,
Is very
outside of
difficult.
before
It's
Golden State,
difficult.
it was the Lakers before that in the 2000s. So
Right.
since 2000, there's only been 2 teams that have repeat, no, 3 teams that have repeated as
Yeah.
champion: the Lakers, the Heat,
They-
and the Warriors.
Yeah. They also have Brad Stevens, who is, let's be honest, that
He's
dude
building a
is
team. He's building for the
general
future.
Manager. Yeah, he's got people to pay, and I agree with Patrick. The path is not the yellow brick road here.
No.
But it's definitely the beginning of that damn yellow brick road. You're going to have to go through some scarecrows, some flying
Because you're gonna
monkeys.
pay Tatum. The question is, do you
Absolutely.
pay Derek White? Do you
And-
who,
or-
all these other players?
And there's also this team value thing. And do I want to make a couple more million? Because I'm already making millies, right? Do I want to make a couple more million and play for a team that isn't going to compete necessarily? Or do I want to stay in Boston? I take a few extra less dollars. Do I want to stay in Boston and see what we can do? I got to give it at least 1 more year. So I'm going to sign a 2-year player option contract. I think that is pretty easy for Brad Stevens when it comes to that.
And as a player, you have to ask yourself, what do you want your career to look like? Do you want to go chase the bag, which at the end of the day is understandable?
Right.
However, do you want the money or do you want the rings?
Right.
Because Gilbert Arenas asked this question, I think it was last year. He asked, if you could take a pay cut on your contract and guarantee that you'll have 4 rings in the next 5 years, would you take that, or would you take the extra $50 million or extra
Well,
$100 million?
for one, not to be mean, but that's the last guy I would ask about contract.
Listen, he's the last guy to ask about anything.
Right.
But for me, because again, as an athlete, yes, you're always wanting to go pro to make the money. We get that. I understand that. But wholeheartedly, you're wanting to be a champion, at least our age group. I don't know these younger guys, they're here chasing the money, which is understandable. But our age, when we grew up, it was all about how many rings can you put on your finger.
It's
Right
a
or wrong?
contract situation, though. If you know that you're on a team and you're going to get paid, you stick around, and then towards the ladder of your career, you try to work it out where you can get to a playoff team. That's usually how it goes.
But I think there's variables in here, especially for a
Coaches.
team. Well, I mean, especially for a team like Boston. Check this out.
Yeah.
Because if you're smart enough and you listen, and there's variables, but you can make more money off the court, or you can make up that money
Absolutely.
you're giving up off of the court to stay on a championship level team. Now, if pride or hubris, or there's variables, of course, but for the most part, as athletes, as champions, as we've all mentioned multiple times, but I 100% take the 4 rings and the less money. That's me.
Absolutely. I don't care what anybody says. That's not selling out. That's not ring chasing. I'm like, at the end of the day, you're going as a professional athlete, regardless of the sport. You're going to go be a champion. If I can come out of my career, whether it's 5 years or 10 years, and I can walk away with 4 rings, I'm taking that. Look at Shaun Livingston, Andre Iguodala, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, all these players that have been on that Golden State team that walked away with
Right.
3 to 4 rings. You're telling me they're regretting taking less money to get those rings? Hell no.
You also can't tell me that Iguodala didn't deserve money. He was a Finals MVP.
But to say that you're not willing to take less money because the ring is not
I think
important,
he did it on 18, 19 points a game too.
He goes, you're just gonna end up selling your rings anyway. I'm like, listen, this isn't back in the 80s and the 90s where the athletes would go broke fast. Some of these guys are investing in stuff, and they have shows so where they're making money as soon as they gotta get out of their career. So they're not selling their rings like you think they're selling their rings.
No.
Like they're not more. Listen, not everybody needs to take a gun into the locker room.
No. I
But
tell you though, I understand some of these rings being sold in the later lives of athletes. I get it, because if I'm in a situation where my entire life I've taken care of specific
Right.
individuals around me, but I haven't reciprocated a feeling that they would take care of those around them the way I have, I would sell my shit and then use the money to make sure that it was taking care of other people the way it should. You know what I mean? I give it to this organization, I give it to that organization.
Right.
Yada. I get that. I get it.
But I'm still taking the rings over the money,
I am.
because what you can't do is
Patrick,
you can't
found
erase
something?
my name off that history list. I'm a
I
4-time
thought Brad
champion.
Stevens, I didn't know that Joe Mazzulla was the head coach and Brad Stevens was general manager, because Brad Stevens was on the sidelines in the NBA Finals. I thought he was a coach because he was sitting by the
Because
bench.
he took over as
was.
interim that
Yeah.
year when old boy got let go for that
Yeah.
misconduct,
Yeah.
and then
Brad
after the
Stevens
season was
the
over,
head coach.
Yeah, well, he's the
of
GM.
Boston.
yeah,
Yeah,
who
he
was
was.
it? Yeah, because the head coach in Houston replaced Brad Stevens. Mazzulla, and then he had the
Yeah.
misconduct, and then he got the interim tag, and I think towards the end of the year, right when the season was over, they gave him the position full time, and I'm like, that's probably been one of the best hires that Brad Stevens ever
I
made.
tell you, what an 11-year journey for the Boston Celtics. It started with trading Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and I
And
believe
Jason
it was
Terry.
Ray Allen.
No,
Jason Terry, to the Nets.
to Brooklyn.
And then with those picks they received
Tatum,
from the Nets, they picked
Brown.
up Tatum and Brown. But they also have Brad Stevens coaching. And then at some point in time during these hiccups, somebody, the owner somewhere went, Brad,
I need
you're
you
a great
upstairs.
coach, but you're not going to be the coach that gets us over the hump. But you can be the guy in the front office who puts together the team that we find a coach that gets us over the hump.
How
and then they
wild is
take
that?
this next 11-year journey, and it leads to one of the first homegrown championships in 2 decades.
Because the last title they won
Yeah,
before this year was 2008. So
I
I'm
just
like,
don't see years of sustained success with Boston. I see this being like maybe a 1, 2, or 3 year journey to the finals, and then it's going to fizzle out. Yeah, they financially
Well,
fizzle out. And I don't mean
here's-
talent wise.
Here's a question. If they win 2 more in the next 5 years, is that a win?
I'm like,
If you're a fan of the franchise, sure. But as far as like history goes, to make them the greatest of all time, no, it's just a regular team winning a title.
I'm like, the
'Cause, I
only
mean,
thing
you had
that's
San Antonio won like 4 in 7 years. I mean,
Let's.
Yeah.
I mean, if this team wins
2 in the next 5, 2 in the next 4, 2 in the next 4, let's say.
On top of the one they won now. So there's 3 total.
Yeah, 2 more in the next 4. Do we talk about them competing with the Golden State Warriors with KD?
The only issue I have with that is the style of plays are completely different. And
it'd be a great simulation. They need to hurry up with this Ready Player One.
I don't know when.
I don't think you can put them on there yet.
Scoring 160 fucking points a game. That's not even.
Because this is the thing. You're talking about KD. You're talking about KD, Steph, Clay. 3 are probably arguably the best shooters in the game that we've seen in I don't know how long on the exact same team.
That was when Clay. Yeah, when Clay was healthy.
That's what I'm saying. That healthy Clay.
And not to be I'll be that guy. Draymond was fucking prime back then defensively. He would have shut down Tatum probably.
Yeah, this was 10 punches in the face ago, Draymond.
And this is the thing.
Yeah, but now, if that team played that team now, it's probably a good season. It's a good series.
This is the thing. You got to realize 2 years ago, that same Tatum played Golden State, right? And they lost in 6 games. And that was with a half of what Clay used to be, a slower Draymond Green and a Steph Curry carrying that whole team points-wise. They had great role players, but you're telling me that you're giving me the same exact KD, Clay, and Steph and Draymond, that four-headed monster from that 5-year stint where 3 titles in 4 years against this Boston Celtics, I'm taking Golden State.
Can I tell you a funny thing that my dad told me this past weekend? He goes, we were listening on the radio to a Tiger game because I was like, oh, we can't listen to the Brewers. They're not on TV. He goes, they were doing flashbacks of Willie Mays on the radio, an interview from like back in the mid 90s when like Nolan Ryan had pitched one of his last games. Like they were talking to him after he retired. And he goes, Willie, he goes, man, how do you think you'd do against these pitchers? And he goes, I probably only bat 250. 260. They go, oh man, really? Why? Because they're really good? He goes, no, because I'm 67 years old.
Like he's not wrong.
No.
Yeah, I was watching.
Kind of a funny thing though. Yeah,
I was watching him and Vince Scully. That was a good video too. Again, I don't know why I feel this way. I'm super conflicted because after watching what I watched unfold after Boston just won one, I really don't want to see them win one again. And
why?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't like Boston.
I don't like Boston. I just don't.
I don't like any team from the East Coast. Realistically, I don't. I think there's an arrogance about when they win a title. Because even when the Pittsburgh Penguins won a hockey championship, all I heard about was from the Philadelphia Flyers. And granted, they're Philadelphia Flyers fans, so they're going to have a little animosity towards Pittsburgh Pirates or Pittsburgh Penguins fans. But still, they said that they literally go there and tear the streets down.
What is wrong with that state?
Pennsylvania? A lot. Yeah. When I was there, a lot is wrong.
No disrespect to y'all, but it's like to the fans that are whatever you want to be associated with. But you guys are probably the most chaotic, most
it's the blue
ridiculous
collar,
fans.
coal miner mentality, the hardworking.
I don't understand why y'all got to tear shit down.
I still think if we were ranking
why do they
right
burn
now,
couches in Lansing?
Yeah, I'm thinking Philadelphia is way worse.
Yeah. It's a shit.
Everybody
I'm talking about the whole state. Forget just one city. The whole state is just. You guys are weird.
Just weird.
You got Philly cheesesteak on one hand and crazy fucking fans on the other. Let's wait like here.
The Philly cheesesteak. Now remember, it's still way too early, but my take on this is coming from the standpoint that I just got done watching Boston win 3 in the next 4, with the East taking 4 of the next 4, because the only reason Boston didn't become a dynasty is because they had to get through Milwaukee and Dame Lillard goes in and they win a championship and Dame Lillard gets his ring. But I'm getting sidetracked. I do think that Boston has a chance, and I'm taking the stance that I do watch them win 2 in the next 4, 2 more in the next 3. And and I do think we end up talking about them as
can they repeat this coming year?
I don't know. A healthy Milwaukee's going to give them
a healthy Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's got. There's a lot of chatter with
Philly.
offseason acquisitions, and you also have Philadelphia.
Miami,
I'm
Indiana's
saying-
going to try to get
yeah,
better.
Yeah,
I
and they
mean,
just signed Pascal.
New York can
Siakam,
still get better too.
New York,
New York can
That's-
get better.
I
Yeah.
did, and Boston is still young, so it's why I jumped onto the stance
Yeah.
of 2 in the next 3, or 2 more in the next 4.
So you're not discounting everybody in the East, but
No,
you're
no,
still
no.
like you could still see them winning multiple titles in the next
Yes.
in the next 3 to 4 years.
I think it would be the safer bet, mostly because of these teams in the East that are dealing with injuries. It's becoming a consecutive thing, which means these players aren't getting younger. So,
And Boston is somehow been able to evade the
Yeah.
injury
Oh,
bug.
dude, they were
Minus
the
the unicorn.
Celtics were paying Derek White $18 million this year.
He's
Holy
expected to
crap.
sign. I think they're saying that he wants to get between 30 to 35 million a year.
They were paying Stinky Pinky 36 milli. Holy shit!
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think.
Drew
they play it-
Holiday 36 milli.
Yeah, I know
Jalen
that
Brown 32.
They're in the
milli.
books. They are in the books.
They're over the luxury tax and they don't care.
And
That's-
Tatum has
that's-
got to get paid next summer.
Yeah, that's an NBA thing. You can do that. You just pay
Yeah,
the tax.
Tatum's making 32, so getting paid.
gonna
means
have to make
what?
more
He's
than
gonna
Jaylen
get
Brown.
He's gonna get the 40. He's gonna get the 40 burger, right? The max.
Derek White will be playing for another team.
Oh, for sure, at 16 million.
He's going to pull a Bruce
He's
Brown next year.
'Cause he's gonna be 30, so he's gonna get the veteran minimum
And
regardless. So.
Milwaukee's paying 15 head coaches.
See, that's
including
Milwaukee's
their
only
current
problem.
stat.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
I still don't understand
some
how y'all
risk.
work that out.
But the coaches don't go against the books though.
They don't. They
It doesn't matter,
Yeah,
but it's
so it
still
doesn't
the
matter
fact
how
that
many
you have
coaches you
3
get.
coaches on the roster that it's just
Yeah. Hey, I think we're down to 2 now. I think we're down.
Actually,
to 2.
yeah, the coach's salary is not listed on the team salary
not
roster.
salary cap.
Yeah, so it doesn't go against.
Is it
but I guess
active
that-
coaches or just past coaches that are still paying because they
No,
got fired?
I think it just matters for you can't just keep paying coaches. Like the NBA is going to step in at some point and be like,
Detroit's
okay,
going to keep
come on.
paying Monty Williams. I know that much. That man
Well,
owed
of course.
$65 million.
But the thing is,
And
the
from
Bucks
the owner
aren't far behind the Pistons. They're paying 3 guys the equivalent of about 50.
Well, when
so
the Pistons are, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but that's over the course
know
of
what
5 seasons. It's not all at one time.
the
but-
Pistons-
I'd rather be paying 3 coaches than 1 coach that much money to do nothing.
Yeah, but
Pistons
it's the Pistons. So
Well, they historically tank for a number 5 spot and then fire
When-
their coach days before an NBA draft. That
Well,
for the very first time ever,
check this out. Wednesday, we're
2-day
going to find out.
televised.
We're gonna find this out. Wednesday,
That's
we're
when
gonna
the
find
NBA draft is Wednesday.
Yeah.
So the Pistons better have a head coach by Monday.
I
or Tuesday.
just-
or this
I
will just
just-
sell the.
They're
like, how
gonna
is it
get
the
LeBron
NBA?
James. He's gonna be the new head coach.
It's
We already
Moon.
figured this out.
Yeah,
Jackie
I call
Moon.
the Jackie Moon.
Just
yeah.
can I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I'm
With
pretty
number
sure I
5
feel like we
pick.
have. Not the Detroit stuff.
Yeah.
We know how y'all feel about LeBron becoming the head coach for the Detroit Pistons
And owner.
and
Yeah.
owner. Here's my thing: when it
And
comes to
player.
head coaches in any league and at any level, college or pro, what is this big infatuation of hiring these coaches, knowing that you have a terrible team, and then firing them after 1 year? What exactly did you expect to happen?
I'm going to tell you my thought on this, Patrick, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I would like to take this one first.
No, that was it. That was my question.
Yeah, I'd like to take this one first. So, Michael Jordan had such an impact that way too many of these people watched Space Jam and thought it was a documentary. And they saw in Space Jam that Michael Jordan had this special juice that magically made his players better on the spot. So, these individuals now running the show have aged into a position where they're now going, hey, do you have that secret juice from that documentary?
It's in
And
a
then-
Gatorade bottle.
Yeah, dude, everyone's, I guess so. And then the guys, oh, you made me look like a fool. I gotta fire you now. That would be my guess.
I just be confused. You got to let these guys cook for a couple years. I get it. Maybe after 2-3 years, if nothing has progressively gotten better, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
go.
Or,
But I'm like-
or it was a locker room issue and something happened and they needed to get rid of the negativity, and the negativity was coming from the head coach.
There's
Yeah, who
variables,
knows?
But
Who knows?
in most of these situations, I'm with PR on this one. It's like you get in there for 2 years, and it's how do you give them time to break the old system and create a new system? We as Packer fans are about to go through this. What are we?
We've been
honestly,
going through it for I don't know how many decades.
as Bears fans. But honestly, what do we expect from our defense? We expect it to be better than what we saw, but are we really sitting here thinking, I'm glad our players are talking about it,
Right.
but are we really thinking Super Bowl? Is that realistic as a Green Bay Packer fan in the upcoming season?
I don't
Is it
know.
realistic? Probably not realistic. It's always in the
That's what I'm
back of your
saying.
mind as a hope and a dream and a wish and a prayer. Yeah.
I'm like, as fans, we're always going to hope and dream that our team is going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl every
Right.
year.
But we're not the Detroit Lions. We don't sit there and get tattoos saying Super Bowl champs 2020.
And we're not Cowboys fans. We're not Cowboys fans.
Keep
Where
going,
we're
Charles.
every
You're
year. This is our year. You've been saying this is our year for 30 years.
I want to see the Cowboys fan who is brave enough to get a "This is our year" tattoo.
Chest
And
tattoo.
every year he's
Cross
got
to change the year.
Cross it out.
He's
Cross
got
it
the
out,
year,
add the
then it's
next one.
crossed out,
I'll-
then it's
I'll
going
just-
down, and it's crossed out.
I
Somebody
was
tried
willing
to-
do that with the Wolverines.
Somebody's
I was
got to
willing.
do that.
Somebody tried to dog me and be like, "You're a Bears fan. What would you know?" I was like, "No, listen. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a Bears fan.
85. is
Yes,
good.
I know that we are just trash right now because
I was
we,
alive.
yeah,
I
we
was
drafted good players, we drafted, signed all that jazz, but that still hasn't proved anything yet. So
Right.
realistically, at this point in time, the Bears are trash.
Hey,
Hold on a second.
preseason's
No, I'm
coming.
just saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
statistically, right now, we're not.
Yeah.
I can't say that we're going to win the Super Bowl because
Right.
again, yes, we have great players. We've signed, drafted, did all the stuff that we needed to do, but we still got to put it on the field. So it's like when I see people try to make it seem like, oh, you're a Bears fan. What do you know? I'm like, I'm not delusional.
Right, but now said this brings up a really good
Am I
point.
optimistic? Yes.
Yeah,
I
this
hope
br-
so.
Yeah, this brings up a good point and a good question. Okay, so you were born into the Bears, or at some point established the Bears as your
At
foundation.
an early age.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, just as we are Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Okay, so we celebrate the 13 championships the Green Bay Packers has as if we were there for every single one.
Absolutely.
So how can anyone look, and it just kills me to say this, and I get it, but I also have to thank the Bears from time to time because without them we wouldn't be here. Hashtag
You're welcome.
paid our checks. But the Bears have won a championship. They have a historic legacy.
Yeah, they have something to look at.
How can you look? And that's when you can't get upset. You got to look at it and realize, whoa,
What are we talking about?
I don't think you're at the right table. I think the kiddie table's
Who
over there. 'Cause
are you?
don't-
Like,
adults
with-
don't come to the table like that and say
So
something like that.
the guy that was trying to embarrass me,
Yeah, because we
guess
don't
who
like
he
to
was a
make
fan of?
stupid famous. But
guess who he was a fan of?
was it the Titans fan?
No,
Oh,
it's
man.
so much worse.
The Jets.
No,
He's
way
not
worse.
So much worse.
Worse than
Shout
the
out
Jets.
Titans.
He was a
Titans
Browns
fan.
fan,
He's a Browns
Oh,
fan. Yeah.
well, they,
trying to talk to me.
All right. Okay. The only respect I'll give the Browns fan, I want the Browns fan to come on the show he was one of the dog pound ones, one with the paper bag over his
Yeah.
head. That's the
Yeah.
Browns fan that I want to come on the show.
I'm
I don't
like,
want the Browns
listen.
fan wearing the jersey, the Johnny Manziels, and the
Just because you're having a good couple of years doesn't make you better than me.
no.
Relax.
I want the guy who's been through the shit and literally knows everything that's negative about his team.
Now that fan that's been there through all the team left the city and then came back, I can respect a fan like that because
He's the
you've
one
seen
that
the
years
worst of
without his
the
face.
worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
you
mean, yeah.
you newbie fans, don't talk to
Yeah.
me.
1964.
Bandwagon.
The 1964, the Cleveland Browns, their championships. They won an NFL championship.
Was that
4
the Jim
times
Brown?
Before
I
the
think that's the Jim
AFL
Brown one.
Yeah,
Jim
before
Brown's
the
season,
AFL
yeah.
and NFL merger. Yeah, their championship victories occurred in
I had a reprint
1950,
Jim Brown card. I wish I would have
54,
kept it.
55 and 64.
Don't ask me where it went. I think I drew on it with marker. Stupid little
Unfortunately,
bastard kid that I was.
unfortunately, they haven't yet tasted Super Bowl success.
Hey, you know what the Bears have?
Detroit Lions as well.
The Super
They
Bowl.
do have a Super Bowl success. Granted, it was in 1985,
Okay.
but it's still there.
So
It's real. It's legitimate.
And we've made it back to a Super Bowl, even though we got dog walked because we had Rex Grossman
Hey,
as the quarterback.
You didn't get dog walked. It was just a terrible football game.
And it was we played Peyton Manning. Like,
It was
what
a
do you
defensive.
expect?
It was a defensive.
Hey,
game.
listen, you gifted Peyton Manning his trip to the Hall of Fame. Why? You're part of history. What does it matter?
But at least
People will always remember the Peyton Manning Super Bowl.
you
always
can't.
remember.
You know what you can't say about the Chicago Bears? There's not saying not
They
only
didn't lose
there's
4 in a row.
there's an appearance and a Super Bowl win aligned with the Bears. The Browns cannot say that.
No, 1964 actually, which is way worse than the Lions. I believe the Lions hit it in 68 or was it 62?
True.
I
Yes.
think it was
69.
62 or 61.
Yeah. What a wild time that was.
Yeah, the Lions. When the Lions won it, though, wasn't it before the merger?
Yeah, yeah.
I think-
before
yeah,
the merger.
both of them
Yeah,
were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them were. Yeah, because the Packers I think had the last 3 before
Originals.
the merger,
Yeah.
and then the
And then the first two.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all got Super Bowl 1 and 2.
Well, then
Well, we got
well,
Super Bowl 1. If you talk to Charles, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You guys just didn't recognize it until we got to 5.
Yeah.
That's what the Packer fans always say.
Yeah, but there's 13 total championships by the Green Bay
Right.
Packers. We do recognize all wins and all victories. As much as it pains me to say, that does mean that the Detroit Lions are in that boat. They're probably
We
not
got 8
getting on
NFL
that.
championships before the merger, so I'm like,
Yeah.
we're up there. So
Yeah,
they
actually, I
can suck
think
my
one-
toe.
Yeah,
One of
y'all-
those, I
yeah.
believe, was against the Packers.
Yes.
If my memory serves me correct, I believe they beat the
I
Packers
wanna
to
say
either
that
go
that
to it
specific
or.
scenario is what led to the Bears having the money to pay for the Packers too.
I believe so. They
I'm
said
like,
we
as
need
much
this.
as
We
I'm
need-
going to say this, and hopefully I don't throw up. I'm like, granted, you guys
You're
are
not.
the
You're going to be
rival.
fine. You're gonna
You
be
guys
fine.
are the rival. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I've never in my wildest of dreams would I ever thought I could say that I have 2 friends that I call brothers that are Packers fans and that I actually enjoy
Yeah.
being around.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, Never in my wildest dreams.
Hey,
And in
we can.
today's day and age, where
Listen, it is wild.
Oh, man,
It is wild to say out
We
loud.
should be on a poster. We should be on a poster.
Listen, this is how the world gets better.
This
This
is how
right
the
here.
world gets better.
We need to get a little. We'll get a little hand puppet, and we'll do
Yeah.
the interviews, and I'll have a little hand puppet of Paul,
So-
and we'll have him there with us in his little Bears jersey.
Yeah. So who gets one first, or does Patrick Mahomes continue to cancel out reality?
Okay, I'm listening. You got me.
And we'll
Interesting.
do the NFC North edition first.
All right, hit me.
Okay.
Who gets the
Who gets the ring
Lombardi
first?
Trophy first? Yes.
Who gets the trophy
is,
first?
Is it Love? Is it
Are you saying Goff
McCarthy
gets?
slash what's that dude's
Darnold.
name again? Darnold.
God, I hope neither one of our teams loses to them this year
Williams.
because that's going to be awful.
Yeah. Williams or Goff.
I don't think Goff's getting one. Detroit just has this stigma around them that they're just not going to win a title.
I'm like, me
I
being
wouldn't bat an eye if that was your decision, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blink at all if somebody.
I
told
think
me-
in order, I think it's gonna probably be Goff, Love, and then Williams. I don't think anybody in Minnesota right now knows what the hell they're doing over there.
they haven't been.
But I
able to
think
get
in that,
bench
I
warmers
think in
for
that,
Cowboys.
if I had to see it in order, I think it would be Goff, Love, and then Williams.
Someone
But
said this.
it could be different. But
Yeah.
I think Detroit right now, and it's not y'all. They're not too far ahead from you guys offensively. Like it's,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Putting the
but
fandom
it-
aside, I think it's equal to or greater than or less than them. I think it's all three of them.
I agree that's probably the order that it should be.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for you. Can I bounce one back off you?
All the time.
Are the Minnesota Vikings ruining Justin Jefferson's career like they did to Randy Moss, and he's just going to leave eventually?
Yes.
Do you think he's just going to bounce out of Minnesota once he can't win a title with them, like Randy Moss did?
It depends what the money looks like and what teams are trying.
Justin
I'm like,
Jefferson's going to get paid no matter where he goes.
He already got
Right.
paid, didn't he?
Yeah,
I don't- I
that was his
honestly-
first big contract.
Well, for one, that cuts out 26 teams for him to move to before this one ends. And if he doesn't continue to perform the way he was able to achieve this contract, he'll never come close to that money again.
Because
So,
there's always
which-
that stigma when you get your second big or your first big contract after your rookie deal. Are you
Right.
able to live up to the contract? It's not just for quarterbacks.
Right.
It's all
which means
superstars.
is it
Well,
in
arguably,
general,
Tyreek Hill got the title and then did this, right? He got the title and then he got paid.
yeah, he retired. He retired.
Basically.
Passively making an active income. That's
And
what he
the
does. He
only team
passively
that I
makes an
could
active
see,
income.
the only team I could see is maybe he go and play for the little over a veteran minimum to a team like Kansas City or Baltimore or something like this to
take-
chase the title. To chase the
hot-
title.
I can
Hot
see him go to
take.
Cincy.
I'm listening.
Hot take right now. Justin Jefferson to me seems like the type of person who matches energy with Jair Alexander and Jordan Love. And I think his frustration with Minnesota could push him to the Green Bay Packers.
I'm telling you right now, if
Interesting.
that happens,
That's bad.
That's
not
bad
good
for
the rest of
everybody.
that's not good for the rest of the league if that happens.
Because
forget the division.
Love, man. The
That's
players
not okay.
Enjoy his energy, man.
And this
He's
is the
somebody-
thing, Jordan
we might
Love.
get Devontae Adams back because of it.
Yeah, his
Do you guys, if
getting
for
engaged.
some weird voodoo reason, you're able to pull off some type of either off-season signing or some type of trade where you don't have to give up close to nothing but some draft picks for Justin Jefferson,
Yeah,
and Jordan Love is still on that roster,
yeah. The contract's gonna
I'm
happen.
just going to go to sleep for a couple years.
Green Bay is well under the cap space where we can sign
This is an
a
entire
ridiculous,
possibility.
a
in
ridiculous
three
contract
years.
with a small signing bonus
Yeah.
or a ridiculous contract with a large signing bonus to make this cap space and next year's cap
Yeah.
space that much better.
That would be insane.
It all depends on Jordan's camp on which way they want to go with that one. The money's there. I think the Lawrence piece was one of the last pieces that needed to fall. Okay, so the yearly breakdown for Lawrence's massive contract, right? You hear $55 million a year, and you're like, oh my god. He had a signing bonus this year of $37.5 million, which makes his base salary for this year $1.5 million. Right? Next year,
How do they work these contracts out like this? It is insane.
Well, Charles is going to break it down for you, but it's once you figure it out, he's going to explain it. It's not that difficult.
No, it's not that it's difficult. It's just crazy how they're able to structure the contracts
Well,
where
there's
they're
multiple
giving
ways.
you this massive contract with
Yeah.
the least amount of hit to the cap space.
Yeah,
That's because the team takes
That's
on
when
the
you
res-
hear team
yeah.
friendly, because
Yeah.
and we've talked about this on a few other episodes. Also, you hear team friendly contract, and that doesn't mean the individual isn't getting paid.
Yeah.
That just means the contract benefits that of the team, and that's how you end up in these situations here. Just
Let's
like
just be
Lawrence
honest,
down in
Charles.
Jacksonville, but you still
Even
have
just
the
like
cap
the Dodgers
space.
with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the Dodgers with Shohei Ohtani, absolutely.
Maybe a better explanation. Oh, I know what you're trying to say. A better explanation is Charles means team friendly. It means it protects the team.
Yeah.
When it's player friendly, it's more the team takes more of a risk, giving him the signing bonus money up front because that's money they can't get back if he gets hurt
Right.
or if he walks out on a stretcher.
Or you
gets-
have the
he's
Deshaun
done.
Watson contract.
Yeah, it's the
that
Deshaun
was
Watson.
a player obliviating contract. That,
Yes, that
it's
was
taken,
just-
That was a
taken
double.
3-4
That
years.
was a double bird contract, just walking off the field. But apparently, we did find out, did
congratulations
we
to the
not?
Baltimore Ravens. Congratulations
Yeah.
to Baltimore Ravens. With Lamar Jackson, they reset that factory.
Yeah.
They kind of reset that water and got, $55 million, that's not real. That is where we're at
Compared
today.
to what the guaranteed money could have been for Lawrence.
Yeah, because
if they did-
his guaranteed money.
Because wasn't it like over 100 million that was guaranteed?
Practical guaranteed money, $200 million. Yeah, so
So
total contract
hopefully
value,
Love sees the
275
signing
million.
bonus, and he's like, I'm
that's-
getting married.
and
I'm getting
again,
married. I need
yes.
money up front.
And again, that's where we're looking. I have heard absolutely nothing other than both sides are.
But when you hear
are
nothing, it's
pushing
it's
towards-
usually a
yes,
good
absolutely.
thing.
Especially out of the Green Bay
So, do you
organization.
think
This
they
is
match
normal.
that with Love, or do they give him like a couple $1 million more?
It
I think they
depend-
give him a little more.
Like I said at the beginning of this, it depends on the camp, Jordan Love's camp, and where he wants to be. Does he want to
Right.
be more player friendly, where the signing bonus is a little heavier, or where the
Guarantee?
yearly, where the guarantee is heavier, which makes the signing bonus a little less, which makes the yearly base salary a little more. Or does he go with the team friendly, which takes a higher signing bonus up front, less salary at the end or in the beginning, way more salary towards the end? So you're going to have
Pretty much
another
flips towards
restructuring.
the end.
Well, he plays
Absolutely.
in a
but
and he
it's
plays
still
in
the
Wisconsin.
same money. Yeah, it's
Wisconsin's
still
a
the
very
same money.
It's just how they structuring
friendly
it from in
It
the
would-
beginning. It's light, but at the
Yeah.
end, you're getting the big money
You're-
because that's how they did
still-
it with Patrick Mahomes. His first
Yeah.
few years were light, and then towards the middle, they restructured again to push everything
Right.
back to the back.
So you're
And,
going to
you know.
see if you see, let's say it ends up being 250 million.
Yeah.
The upfront money and the yearly money is going to be higher than, let's say, 275 to 290, right? Because when you get into those higher numbers where we are in this world right now, the bigger hits on that is stretched out into the 2 to 3 year scenario,
Right.
where then the front office can go up to the player and go, hey, we don't have to talk, but if you want to keep winning, we need to keep bringing these players in. So why don't
So,
we?
how many years do you put him under for? I'm going to assume after the 4th year is an option.
I'm thinking.
Are you doing 5 or 6 years?
At minimum, it would have to be 5. But I'm thinking it's possible, right?
To do 6?
I'm thinking it's possible to do even more.
Well, okay, so realistically, what do
8.
you think he gets, and what would you desire that seems reasonable?
Anything around 6, no less than 5, would make me happy. If we're
Okay.
talking 6 years, you're probably getting a player option at 5.
Right.
So you'll have player options for 5 and 6, maybe a team option on 4, right?
Okay.
But then you'll get an extended salary. You're going to get a higher signing bonus. I would like
And
that
then your
higher
bigger
signing
contracts
bonus.
are going to be towards the end of the contract, as far
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
salary
Absolutely.
base, your base salary
Because
pay.
your performance in the past, in my eyes, has earned you this signing bonus.
Right.
And if I can give you more in a signing bonus and your performance allows it, which it does, then we can go team friendly in the future. Because right now we have a great wide receiver core, and right now we're great, but we're talking payments are going to have to be made either next offseason.
And they
to
can
pick
always
up-
include incentives in the beginning of the
Absolutely.
contract as well. So it's not like he's his
If I'm
base.
Jordan Love, I'm not taking incentives. I gave you
Okay.
last year on incentives. I'm playing. I've got my.
I want my
fucking
money. I
contract.
did what I was supposed to
And-
do.
and
I want my
as-
check.
And as a front office, I would be a terrible office manager if I didn't first approach you with an incentives contract, which is what I truly believe happened.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the incentives were close, but then the conversation quickly halted because the realization, I hope, is I've earned what's coming. Let's stop playing
And-
at
and
the
not-
kid table and let's start talking at the adult table.
And not just that he earned it, because we can all agree, or at least I can. Y'all don't have to. Before he got the full-time start, the few starts that he had didn't seem very. It didn't look like rainbows and roses are on the other side. There was no pot of gold. But
All I remember from last year PR is Patrick and I going, you have to give this time. You have to give this time.
Yeah.
You have to give this time. You have to give this time. And then it finally happened. And both of him, I swear, at the same time, energy release, because we were like, oh, thank God it worked. Oh, thank God it worked. Because that's just
it
something
could have
that-
went real bad, real
could've
fast.
went really bad, really fast. So you just got to say it out loud until you and others around you believe it.
Like,
But again, and I think Patrick can agree, I don't think this is the situation. I do believe we're going to see somewhere between
do you pay him less than Lawrence?
no, I'm thinking 55.5 to 57.5. I'm thinking anywhere between 55 and a half
And
to
this is the
57.
thing. I think that
over well,
I think Jordan Love
If you want to
mentality
be
wise,
more
I
around
think
6, you're gonna. If you want to be more
Yeah.
around 60, you're gonna have to be in that 6 to 7 year contract.
if you give him 60, it has to be 8 years.
Yeah,
Like, if you're giving him
I would,
60 a year,
yeah.
you have to give me 8 years because and then somewhere
Love-
along the road, clearly you're
Jordan-
going to restructure.
Jordan Love isn't going to be the first $60 million quarterback, like
No,
$60
hell no.
million.
But I think this is the thing that's making this process for you guys easier. He knows, yes, that he's worth the money, but he's not trying to ruin or risk anything that he can get
Jordan
in this
Love
current contract.
is going to get the 53 or 54. He's going to be about 2 to 3 million per year.
Everything I'm reading out of his camp is that he's not taking less than Lawrence.
No, that's Lawrence only got 51 or
No, he's
52, didn't he?
55.
He
Was
said
that
55 and a half
57, then they'll give him.
because him and
Average
Burrows are the
annual-
same.
Yeah,
But he
average
will not be
annual
the
salary.
first $60 million quarterback because the next contract
wouldn't-
will be the one that'll break.
But I'm like,
break
I
them
wouldn't
up.
be
And
surprised
The
at this
Packers don't
point.
want to be the team that sets that. They pay him, yes, but they don't want to be the team that sets the market.
So
I
you're
don't
saying
disagree with
56.
you.
You're saying 55, 56, Charles.
Well, if he's making
55 and a half to
if he's making
57 and a
55 and a half and he wants to make more money, yes, 57, 58.
But
So you're saying
what I'm
saying
is-
Patrick, the cutoff is 58. That's as high as you would offer
Well,
Jordan.
I'm saying
as a team.
yearly, but they're going to give him more money. They'll figure out the way to give him more money, but
Right.
the salary that he's going to get isn't going to be above 58 probably.
Okay. So his yearly everything when it's said and done and dust
Now,
settles every
the
year
reason-
58.
The reason 60 came up was because of the years on the contract. You're
Right.
not going to get 55 over
Well,
seven.
he could get that 60 in the back end is what you're saying. He's not going to get it up front.
Yeah. It'll definitely be towards the back. It's not going to be in the beginning.
But you're not going to get 55 over 7 because that doesn't break down
No.
anything significant.
So we
if
are
you're
talking
reaching-
$350 million with the back
has-
end being closer to 65 million.
reaching-
It has to be at least
Yeah.
8 years long for that to look that way and make sense.
That's what we were saying. If the contract, if that's what they're talking about, the
I
contract
need 8 years out of
has
you.
to be 6 to 8 years.
Because that's
But
the
if
only
we're-
way financially it makes sense.
Yes, but if we're talking 55 and a half to
I can give you 4 to 5
57 and a
years.
half, we're
This is
talking
a
5 to 6.
life-changing.
Yes.
This is a life-changing decision for Jordan Love,
And
and that's
Without
gonna
a
be why-
shadow of a doubt.
Let's be honest. The fact that dude just got engaged is very good news for the Packers
I'm
because that
still
means that he
shaken
is
about the
super,
Chiefs.
He wants to
that
put
means
roots
that
down.
he is super comfortable. He's happy. He
And
is
he knows
gonna,
something none of us knows.
he knows
the deal
something
is
we
going
don't
to be
know.
done. It's just the specifics right now. And honestly, I think this Trevor Lawrence piece was the big piece. Now
Of course.
there's
Well,
one
he was
thing I would
definitely
like to
waiting on
remind
Trevor to
everyone.
Come on, let all three of us are not in the same room, but all three of us mentally are in the same room. Jordan Love's a better quarterback.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's just be
absolutely.
honest.
But
You-
okay,
you-
but there is something I'm having just a very hard time with. He doesn't like cheese curds.
I don't care.
You're
He
just
doesn't
never
have-
going to let that go.
Hey, maybe
almost crying.
we don't know. Maybe he's got a tum
Maybe
tum
it'll-
issue.
maybe he's
it's
allergic
maybe
to
it's the
something.
stomach. Yeah,
He
maybe
puts
he's
pineapple.
lactose.
He puts pineapple on pizza so
I
he
so
can
do
eat the
I.
cheese.
Hey, if you can trust Jordan Love with the football in his hand, you can trust him to eat the pineapple pizza. So I think we can get
Hey,
we
maybe
can, we
he's
can
No,
get
I
past
know.
lactose.
I'm just telling
We
you,
can
there
get
ain't no
past it.
reason they're not liking cheese curds.
it. Maybe it's the cheese. Maybe
There's-
he's
Maybe it's
not
the
a,
curd.
The Wisconsin cheese isn't good enough.
no, he's a California kid, right?
Go
Or is
on.
he?
Yeah.
Or is he a California kid?
Yeah.
California has their own cheese. They're the second largest producer of cheese in I think the world, behind Wisconsin.
Charles, your reaction when you say maybe he doesn't like the cheese. Wisconsin cheese?
Hey, Wisconsin
During
does not win all
Dairy
of the
month.
cheese
During
competitions.
dairy month.
Yes,
At
but
that.
Wisconsin doesn't win all the cheese competitions.
No,
The
actually,
fact that
this
you've
most
been
recent
upset
one
for
was
this
won
long,
by-
Charles.
This most recent one was won by a cheese master who was born and raised and learned his cheese trait in Wisconsin, but it was the state of New Jersey. So
We are
la-di-da.
Charles. We gotta
He's a
have an episode.
Wisconsinite.
We gotta.
You've
have
been
an
upset
episode
about
where
this
cheese
cheese curd
We gotta have a
debacle.
cheese wars episode.
I just started this whole segment
Listen, you
with
know
me
what you
telling
need to
I'm
start
not
it?
gonna
Are
be
we
right.
witnessing cheese curd gate?
I don't know, but we need to get into a little bit of what's going on in golf. Did you guys happen to catch the Scotty Scheffler
The
attack by
playoff?
the?
The playoff?
No, it happened today. Did you guys see the Scotty Scheffler got attacked on the golf course? these activists came out. All right, I will share this. You guys can
What
see
is wrong with people?
this Looney Tune. All right, yeah.
And
So-
just to kind of retouch on the subject while you're putting this up there for all of the Lions fans out there, yes, I did say that Jared Goff probably has a better chance at winning a Super Bowl than George
But
Madden.
calm down.
So I just wanted to make sure everyone heard that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger.
What
let's see.
the hell?
They
Wait,
threw these canisters, these paint canisters on it. They're environmental activists, and they said no golf on a dead planet, no golf on a dead planet. They kept repeating it over and over again. So they sprayed the golf course with these paint cans.
Are you? If this is like the people blocking the milk trucks.
Yeah, and look
it
at the
was
people.
only-
Everybody's, are you shit? Look at the dudes. They're laughing at the cops. Are like, yeah, get their
Oh, yeah,
asses.
for one, this is not.
I'm sorry. This
Hold on,
generation is
hold on.
cooked.
Did anybody check to see if that was organically made paint?
Yeah, exactly. Look at them shirts. They got they all had to match.
This generation is cooked.
All right, dude.
This can't be real.
So
All right, check this guy out. Look at-
thought process was
All right,
to go
so-
paint grass.
This chick with the shaved head, she's the one that ran out there with the lady with this hat on. Look at the dude with the middle finger right there flipping the bird. Did you happen to see the guy with the khakis, though? He rolled out there looking like a golfer. So this guy went, and he was like the guy filming for them, apparently. And he had like the khakis on, a regular polo shirt, looked like a golf fan. I'm not going to be that, but I'll be that guy.
Well,
Yeah,
we
had
gotta
the
look. We gotta look.
he had the prototypical golf
Yeah.
look. Yeah.
When the next time the major PGA events at Whistler
But-
Straits,
but
you'll
I'm
see
sorry.
boys out there dressed up.
The
all
fact that they
pretty.
were wearing those shirts, if they were wearing those shirts and they were let in through the gates, I think that probably should have set a red flag.
They
off
probably
when
had
they
it
were-
as undershirts under their polos.
It's
Their
entirely
polos would-
possible. Yeah, it's entirely possible.
For one, even though they did paint grass, yeah, no, they definitely did not get into a golf course like that wearing that T-shirt. You have to dress a specific way.
Yeah, there's no way
You
it's
got to
supposed
see
be
it as
championship.
it's a country club almost type feel.
Yeah,
There's a dress
yeah.
code.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
even when I played, I'm gonna admit this, but it's okay. I played golf in high school.
What's wrong with that? I played golf in high
Listen,
school.
I got my-
So I
one
play
ball,
every
I
time
got-
we would have to
yeah.
go to the golf course, and it was always the golf course because we didn't have a golf course on our high school campus. So we would have to go to the one down the street in this neighborhood, this gated neighborhood, and we'd always have to get changed in the locker room because we had to have khaki shorts or khaki pants
Yeah.
with a polo, or not even a polo. It just had to be a collared shirt, and it had to be tucked in with a belt. So they didn't get in there with just a regular T-shirt with the graffiti paint on
No.
the thing. They had a shirt over or a sweater, a golfer sweater, a windbreaker, something, and they took it off when they were ready to storm the green. Which again, you're an
I
idiot.
think the worst part about that is, like
It's
Charles said,
clearly obvious. Painted the grass.
your point is to make an environmental response
we're throwing
video.
paint.
Yeah, and
Listen,
you're out there throwing
just-
paint cans and
This is like-
harassing
yeah.
people.
You painted the grass. All I
Yeah.
got to do is go cut it.
Yeah.
Not even just
Problems-
that, because it's
problems
not
solved.
even set yet. Hey, somebody go get me a pitcher of water real quick so I can wipe
did
this
it-
off.
How did they
Like
get
you
those
did,
cans?
you did absolutely
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. Better question: who smuggled the paint cans in? Because
I
it
know.
wasn't old Tiny.
It
Tim.
had to be one of the caddies that were in on it, probably.
Oh, it had to
Oh,
have
grounds
been one of
crew.
them guys.
Oh, it's one of the grounds crew people.
Yeah,
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. Yeah, they had it in a golf bag. and
There's
they're
no way you
No.
walked in there
Now,
with those
hold on.
cans.
Hold on though. Okay, it would not be that difficult to sneak onto a golf course and pre-store things in an area.
That's a
not-
fairly good point. If security didn't run
Because-
through to check everything,
and we're not a third world country.
You think they're like
So
hiding them
security's
behind
gonna
rocks and shit?
security would walk through. They're not gonna be doing
Dude, that would be
minesweepers and shit
It'd
like
be
that.
something if they sent Edward to go dig in the bunker where
And not just that.
X marks the spot.
Whoever
for the
that-
paint
whoever-
cans.
to go with Charles' point,
Whoever
Yeah.
that
they
grounds-
could have
grounds
before
crew-
Like
before
fucking
the
pirate.
tournament got there, they could have joined as a member for a few months ago and started placing stuff at home.
I don't think it
Because
goes that deep, but I think it'd be cool and funny if it did go that
has to.
deep.
It has to, because you are not smart enough to make it that far, being the people who thought paint on grass was a good idea.
Well,
There
they didn't
has
think
to
this
be-
out.
There has to be somebody who's like,
And guess
moving-
what?
chess pieces.
the game still went on. They still finished the hole. So you did absolutely nothing.
Check this out. Check this out. Ready? That's basically water now to a golfer. So I'm going to do everything I can in my power to not.
I'll hit it around.
Because it was nowhere near the flag. It just.
Were
It was on
I
the
think
outside of the green.
They might have been smoke bombs for all we know.
Way you
Why don't
accomplished
these-
nothing, and now you got a record for the rest of your life.
I've got
Yeah.
a really good idea for these people, right? Because it's like the United States outside of Taylor Swift.
Go back to
It's
chaining
like-
yourself to the freaking
is
redwoods.
Like the carbon
Seriously.
footprint. The carbon footprint is not what media
least they
outlets
didn't
are
hurt
making
anybody
these
back
things
then.
to be, right?
Could have tripped a
What
golfer.
you should do is go to China, right?
Go
And
get mad
China-
over there.
China's got all these crazy emissions going on. I think China is literally 1/3 of the fossil fuels going up into the sky, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you
Yeah.
just buy a plane ticket, make sure it's not one way, because I would like to, for you to come back after
you
you've
can tell me
learned
what
a
happened.
valuable lesson, right? Because make sure that the round trip portion of that is like open ended, because you're gonna be there a while, either completing your mission or in jail and then kicked out of the country.
Yeah. I don't see what that accomplished. Or like when people sit
It
in the
didn't
middle of the
accomplish
street
anything.
to hold traffic, it's just like, you
These-
guys are slow.
These activists remind me of your atypical high school bully.
Even the
right?
news can't get it right.
Like the bully is just going to pick on people that can't do anything to them. Right?
Yeah.
They're never going to pick on the person who can stand toe to toe, either physically or intellectually, which is very hard in bully stances. But you
Right.
always find these people in these random situations where like they feel the most comfort to scream the loudest.
And
My
do absolutely nothing.
My favorite picture was all of the activists in canoes outside of an oil rig screaming about the destruction, right?
With
the
plastic
crazy
canoe
thing
paddles.
is that
In the plastic canoe.
the petroleum that station creates is in fact the same petroleum used to make the canoes
Yep.
you were using to
So
complain
wait,
about the
so-
situation. They're just not smart.
Let me just ask a question
How
about
do you
that scenario.
look at that and go,
Yep.
oh yeah, no, I can get right on board with that.
So you're telling me you're gonna get on a canoe, a plastic canoe,
Yep.
and go to this water where this oil rig is at and complain about the oil rig, and
Yeah.
then let's say you catch a wave that you didn't see coming, and now you're about to tip your ass over in this oil infested water that you're claiming that's in there.
Well, wait.
How
and that-
smart did you think this process out?
It gets better because if they tip the canoe over, then they have to be rescued by, guess what? Guys with boats with motors with gasoline.
I swear, some of these people that do these protests, I just genuinely just don't understand. Like the one girl last year that glued her hand to the Minnesota Timberwolves game, where she glued her hand to the
That was
court.
great.
What
That was
were you
great.
doing? Like, you know how stupid you look on national TV?
Wasn't there another one she tried to chain herself to the hoop?
Yes.
Yeah, she went out there with chains and tried to chain herself to the hoop.
Listen, you can try to block me from where I'm going because you're protesting something, but if it's going to stop me from getting where I need to go, I promise you I will put my hands on you. Because now you're impeding where I am trying to go. I'm not bothering you.
Well, I'm
Leave
gonna
me
make
alone.
you incredibly embarrassed with what you're doing.
Man, if you ever want to get really upset, look at how much destruction an avocado farm creates. I was watching.
Oh, like I seen a video about that. This
Avocado.
lady was a vegan,
Yeah,
and
dude,
this guy
yeah,
asked
yeah,
her,
Oh, man.
"So you're vegan, right?" He goes, "I think it was Pierce from the English, the British guy." She
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
Pierce, and then he was like, "You're vegan, right?" I was like, "Yeah." "Do you like avocados?" "Yeah." "Do you know the process of creating avocados?" He said, "Yeah, it kills like billions of bees just to get you your avocado on your plate."
Yeah, because nothing can touch them.
So are you still vegan and you still believe in not killing animals, but you're killing bees so you can have your little green avocado?
And most of the time, the amount of hydration needed to sustain the avocado farm, like it's something like
That's-
3,000 seismic activities because of the water coming. Like
That's the
it's
same
like-
thing as almonds too.
Yeah,
Almonds are
yeah.
the same way. They take more water to make an almond than it does freaking to
Well,
like.
so
do you
even at the grocery
realize-
store, right? Like the organic cell,
Yeah.
1/3 the size of like your normal cell.
And it probably took 5 times as much water to produce it.
You know what I
This
don't
is
understand about
crazy.
vegans? This is what I don't understand about vegans.
We got far
There's
off.
somebody that hates. Listen, I'm sorry if I get y'all in trouble with the vegan community, but I have to
We
say
already
this.
did it.
What are you gonna do?
We already pissed the
Throw
activists
Listen,
off.
how is
It's
it that
okay.
you hate animals and meat product, but you still recreate meatless? You're doing pulled pork with something else, but you're still calling it by the meat name. So, why are you stupid?
I wonder what percentage of vegans think chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Or strawberry milk comes from red cows?
No,
I
it
think
comes from
strawberry
the.
milk.
It
Strawberry
comes
milk
from the
comes
red bunnies.
strawberries.
I know, but listen, there's
No,
still
no, no,
idiots out
you,
there.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
You pick.
no,
Yeah, you
no.
pick all the little seeds off a
No.
strawberry,
The
and then
red
you
bu-
you
the
squeeze
red
it.
quick
and
bunny
that's how you
brings
get-
it.
Yeah, that's how you get strawberry milk. That's what I thought.
No, don't you remember? Don't you remember the commercial? There was a chocolate bunny, a white bunny, and a strawberry bunny.
The
Quick
strawberry
bunnies.
bunny makes
the
strawberry
strawberry
milk.
bunny
That's
brought
weird.
the
I
strawberry
always
milk.
thought you just had to use a toothpick, and you would.
You
pick
just poke
all
her
the
in there,
seeds.
right?
You pick
You
all the
squeeze it in there?
seeds. Yeah, you
Yeah.
pick all the seeds out of a strawberry, and then you let it rest for a couple minutes, and then it starts to sweat, and you slowly squeeze, and then
I'm
that's
just
how you
gonna
get
use
strawberry
Nesquik.
milk. That's how you get strawberry milk.
I'm just getting Nesquik.
It's
You
called
milk it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
you-
nipples. Can you
Yeah,
milk
those
me,
are
Greg?
strawberry teats. You milk the
strawberry
strawberry
I don't
teats.
think that's how that works, Patrick.
Why not? Why doesn't it work that way?
I don't think you produce strawberries.
No,
That's-
I don't produce
That's
strawberry milk.
science. That's clearly
That's
science.
science.
That's
That's
clearly
science.
Is it though? Is it?
We're above everybody. We're science.
Yeah.
Is it
it's-
science?
It's
Probably
Dairy
not.
Appreciation Month.
Yeah, it's still Dairy
I
Month.
think I know what I'm talking about. All right?
I've learned to not argue with two people in life outside of my mother, my wife, and Charles.
If we ever got Jordan Love on the show, the
When we
number
get
one
Jordan Love
thing
on the
to
show,
do
yeah.
was to send him a ton of different cheese curds and
curds.
say, "Hey, we want you. You can't leave this
Well, He
room."
might like the cheese curd. But I
Well,
think
that's
Maybe it has
maybe.
to have flavor.
Deep
Maybe you
fried
got to
cheese
season it.
curds.
I
Yeah,
told
deep
him, I
fried cheese
told
curds.
Charles, I said, we'll send him $100 worth of cheese curds. You can't leave until you find one that you like, so that Charles and I can say that he does like Wisconsin cheese curds.
So do
You know how good?
Sure a thing to him the whole time.
Do you know how good Charles would sleep if Jordan
If
Love
he
just
got-
out of nowhere
if
said, "I love
Charles-
cheese curds"?
Listen,
If Charles
I don't
was the
want
one
a perfect
prove it,
world, but
Absolutely.
That's close to it.
yeah, that'd be close to it. Yeah. I'm
I
already on
still
my-
remember the day that you said it. I just found out some breaking news. Jordan Love does not like cheese curds. What the hell?
And he got so mad.
Did
He
we
got
ever end
so
up-
upset.
me and like 30,000 other people at the Timber
Did
Ride.
he do it like at an event?
Listen to me. You don't.
It was
I
the
don't-
baseball game.
I don't think I did a. I don't think I
Softball
did.
game.
I don't think I did what happened justice. The entire stadium. This isn't filled with home and away
Randoms.
fans. Okay, we're there watching football players play softball.
Yeah.
These are fans.
And for the spots that can't get filled, we're talking about like Wisconsin influencers, Wisconsin radio
Bunch of randoms.
personality, Wisconsin Badgers, Wisconsin. So it's just Wisconsin in
So
the
90% of the stadium was Packer fans watching them play softball.
100% of the stadium was Packer fan. Yes, because even the workers were happy to be there.
Okay. And he told all of you
everyone booed.
humans, "I don't like cheese curd."
And then everyone booed. The
That's your quarterback.
The whole
Did it on purpose, though.
stadium. He may have, but the whole stadium. I'm talking all up to 30,000.
So how far did your heart drop?
Immediately after that, he said he liked pineapple on pizza. You have no idea the roller coaster I was on, bro. I'm telling you, it was like one of the worst great days.
It was like
of
one
my
shot
life.
after another.
I've never had a terrible great day in my life, and that was a terrible great
I
day.
was
because
broken, man.
I had family down from up north. The kids were there. The niece and the nephew, they all got up. Oh,
All to
we've
witness
got-
this atrocity.
We've got pictures. They got to meet one of the young stud offensive linemen or tight ends.
Yeah.
They got pictures. They got to talk to professional Packer players, their faces. It was kids, and it was just pure joy. And I hadn't seen them in years.
It was good.
It was so
To
great.
say everything was a great day.
It was so great. It was my very
That one
first
moment.
terrible great day. It was my first terrible great day, and that was.
So you're telling me Jordan Love ruined your day with 2 sentences?
Whoa! It was a great day.
Okay, he altered the sheer 10 out of 10
That's-
day with
I'm
2
still-
sentences.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. This anomaly occurred. It was still a 10 out of 10 day. It was
With an
just
asterisk on it.
It was just a terrible great day.
Terrible. It was a great day with terrible news.
A terrible great day. Yeah.
It was just heartbreaking stuff to
He
hear.
just wants to keep using that because
He does not want to. He's like, this was a great day. It was terrible.
Listen, for all of our listeners out there, comment if you've had a terrible great day. I don't think it's going to be very many people, to be honest with you. I don't know if you can
terrible
grasp
great
it unless
day.
you've had it. You know what
I
mean?
can't say that I had a terrible great day, but every time we talk about the military, I said it's been the worst, best decision I ever made. So to an extent, I understand what you're saying. It was great. It was fantastic. And then you just had to roll around here and just do stupid things to just what happened.
Every military memory we have is a fuck, but comes with laughter and joy.
Yeah. So you had laughter and joy, and then this pothole.
This is my
sitting in
very
the road.
first civilian terrible great day. Where when I look back on this day, I'm remembering all of the laughter and the happiness and the
But there's a
greatness.
stain.
But there's also the single
There's an attic.
cloud. This single rain, which actually, which
It's a wrinkle in
is funny,
time.
There was rain, and it ended up pushing the game up forward and making the game end a little bit earlier. There was rain that ended the game,
Right.
the day, but just
Those 2 sentences just broke your heart.
It was a terrible great day.
Terrible great day.
He went from not liking cheese curds and then right after, oh yeah, I like pineapple on pizza. Who are you? Who are you? I thought I knew you.
Then he came up and he hit a home run and he won
Dingers.
the home run tourney.
So it made it a
Well,
terrible
it was
great day.
It was one of those things too where you have like a chef, right? A chef isn't just good at steak. He's also
Good at everything.
at soups and all these other languages.
Right.
You say, I got a buddy out in Denver. It's like a 5-star chef. We're gonna have to get him on the show. Cuisines. We have some great stories. But when I was 16, I made a bet that ended with me going through the car wash in the bed of a pickup truck. It'll be a fantastic.
didn't hurt?
I ain't no bitch. It'll be a fantastically general story.
I didn't say you was a bitch. I just said it hurt.
So, question, guys: did we ever went over the fact that Caitlin Clark did she turn down the big 3?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
Because they're
I'm
playing right
guessing-
now.
I'm guessing there would have been a conflict and interest between
Well,
the Big 3 and the WNBA.
Yeah, they're
It
playing
would have
right
been
now,
one or
so.
the other, and because she's playing in the NBA, I kind of think it just went under the rug that she said no to the Big 3.
Look at it.
We wanted to bring this up because we said we were going to talk about this. Charles, we asked the question about what is the most stacked college, or not college, but Olympic team this year. You said that the Bahamas wants it more. Arguably, the United States is the most talented team. Canada is probably second behind the U.S. Come on,
Yeah.
let's be realistic. They got a decent team.
Nobody's saying that they're going to make noise. We're just saying
Yeah.
on paper, Canada has strong NBA players on that team.
Lots of
At
good
least
NBA
4 to
talent.
5 NBA players that are
All-Stars.
starting in the league.
They have 4 All-Stars on their team, I think.
Because you got SGA, Brooks, Wiggins, RJ Barrett, and somebody else. I can't remember his name.
I thought Yao Ming.
Be quiet.
Zuzaki.
Well, I think Edie is Eddie, or what's his name? Edie?
No, it was Edie, but Charles picked it up.
Yeah,
They got Yao Ming.
Edie's on the team.
I like that you caught my sarcasm, but he didn't like it.
I'm getting it figured out, bro. I'm getting it figured out.
I think Canada might surprise people.
There's been a few times
The
where,
picture
like,
didn't
half-
do him any justice because it's just a picture of him in the
Bro,
background,
listen, when I
and he's
first
like
saw it, I
that
was
much
like,
taller
oh,
than
fuck,
everybody
Yao Ming.
else.
Yao Ming's a dual citizen.
Let's be honest. He looked like
Pepe's
Yao Ming
playing
back
in the
there.
Euro right now. He's
I'm like, if you
47 years
wink
old,
and you go
41.
really fast, you'd be like, when did Yao Ming get to Purdue?
When did Yao Ming become not Chinese?
And when did he go back in time?
I don't know. He got younger.
I like the team that Team USA put together, but I'd be remiss to say that I'm confident that they
Arguably,
can pull
Team
it off.
USA they're going for 5 in a row, correct? I believe they won the last 3 or 4.
I think so. Yes, they're going for number 5.
Number
I
5.
don't know, man.
It
It's
wasn't
different. It's different from the women's. We
It
know
wasn't-
that the dominance is on the women's
it
USA
wasn't
team.
the same dominant 4 wins in a row that we were used to with the 92
I'm like,
Barcelona.
the 2 years for the Redeem team were great. These
Yeah.
last 2 Olympics,
They had to struggle. They had to
right?
pinch a
Like
couple wins out.
you could
Oh, boy.
see that the world is getting better.
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
know,
France is catching up. Look at how many they're having. Another player might possibly
they got
be one number 1
Wemby's
pick.
little.
Fucking
Yeah, they got that French guy this
France,
year.
bro.
And then
Yeah.
you got Wemby's little brother that's 16.
France. Yeah,
Hey.
how many damn times do I gotta say the only credit we give France is French and toast? And I don't even think that's real.
Charles.
Shut up.
What do we always tell them? Back-to-back World War champs.
France. You guys come at me. I was all on board, and then I was listening. You guys had me, and then you came at me with France.
We had another
What?
terrible good day or terrible fantastic day.
Another terrible good
A
day.
terrible good day. No.
Why are you in here ruining stuff?
See, just so you guys want to know, you just lived one right there.
We talking about France? We talking about France?
I can't wait till the
All right,
Olympics.
all right.
Here's the thing, though.
I
This
can't
is
wait
the
to break
thing,
the
though.
Olympics.
Let's
now.
talk about France for about
Listen,
France. minute.
France has a lot to do
France.
this year just because of the fact that the Olympics are in Paris. So if
Yeah.
France doesn't
Listen.
make it to the knockout rounds, it's terrible.
Can we?
Oh,
Get,
all right,
can
I'm
we
gonna
get
give you
off
the. I want to give you the French Olympic team.
Wemby's Dingleberry. Can we get off Wemby's?
All I know is
Dingleberry?
2
Hold
people
on.
on Team France, maybe 3.
Okay, name them. I can name one.
Gobert, Wemby. That's all I got.
I forget. Gobert doesn't even count. He's not even going to be.
But
playing the
listen,
last
you got to
5
understand the FIBA rules are different. They don't have 3 defensive in the key, so that boy can sit back there.
minutes. France. What do you got, Patrick?
Killian
France.
Hayes, Theo Maladon, Frank Nick Tequila, Matthew Strazum, Nicholas
Yeah.
Batum,
Yeah.
Isaiah
Yeah.
Bilal Koulibaly.
Yeah.
I don't know these people, but
You know,
then
what
these
this,
people are
you, know what
probably
it sounds, you know what it sounds like to me? Are you ready for this? You know what it sounds like to
Come
me?
Trash.
Vanilla
Dang.
scented trash bags.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert.
Like when you put the bag in the can
And you get that Febreze?
That Febreze.
Evan,
scent, you're like,
Evan.
oh, this smells good. But the main point of the item
Is to get trash.
contain trash.
Hey, Evan
And
Fournier's
France
on there. He's pretty
contains
good.
Trash.
Wemby, yeah.
You miss me with this France bullshit.
1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 5.
You sound
five
so
NBA
bad. But
I'm
I've
telling-
been saying, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I've got a little bit of French in me, but that doesn't mean nothing. French.
Yeah,
all
about
do.
this. You said y'all had me. Y'all had me right there. And then you said, France?
French fucking
What do
toast.
you mean?
You snapped me right out of fact checking. I
Missed
heard you
me
guys
with
talking
your
about
French
France.
fucking
I had to come in here real quick. Make
So
sure
you're
that
saying
this didn't
Canada
get
has
too
a
out
better
of control.
chance than France does?
This doesn't.
Oh yeah, but the Bahamas has a better chance
The
than France.
French
does.
Canadians? Are you serious?
Oh, yes, the French Canadians.
Are you?
All right, I'm gonna give you
Serious?
Canada's. The Canada's probably the second best
Florida's
team.
winning the Stanley Cup final tonight. That's easy.
What?
I was going to ask you, is
Tomorrow.
Florida about to
Is it tonight
choke
or
a 3-0 lead like
I think it's
this?
tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow.
How did
No.
Florida let them win
No.
3 in a row?
No.
Because they're
Well,
Connor
'cause
McDavid.
Edmonton's
That's
really
why.
good. And
It's Florida.
Bobrovich.
What do you expect?
Bobrovich. Bob. We'll just call him Bob.
Is it something in the water in Florida that sometimes just...
No, winning a Stanley Cup is hard.
That's
Okay,
what she
and
said.
And we know this as Red Wing fans. We've witnessed or get to enjoy the historicness of 11 Stanley Cups. It's not easy.
Listen, trust
It's
me.
just Florida's
I got
won one in like
spoiled.
75,000 years, I think.
So their starting lineup, they got R.J. Barrett, Dylan Brooks, Zach Edey, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
yeah.
Jamal Murray, Kelly Olynyk, Andrew Nemhard, who's from Indiana as
Yep.
well,
Yep.
They got a decent
Powell,
squad in Canada.
and Andrew Wiggins. They have a starting five. Their bench is probably trash, but they have a decent
Well,
starting
no, I'm
five.
just saying.
The
you've got
rotation, it's all about rotation. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Chicago, Canada has a way better chance than France. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
And who's on the
yeah,
Bahamas
yeah,
that said
yeah.
they wanted it more than anybody else?
Ayton is on there. Deontay
Listen,
Ayton's on the Bahamas.
Listen. The question was
Ayton's
who
like
wants it
35
more?
years old, 36
Who
years old.
wants it more? Bahamas went out and they're about to change their whole world just to let Klay Thompson play. The Bahamas want it more.
Yeah, but do you think Klay Thompson's going to be healthy?
Oh no, I don't think.
For the-
No, I'm not saying the Bahamas are going to win anything. They're probably going to lose everything. All of it. I'm just using the question.
Listen, they still got to qualify.
Listen. A
Qualify,
homeless
yeah.
person stands outside McDonald's. They want everything inside of it. It doesn't mean
man.
they're going to get it. You're talking. The Bahamas are the same way when it comes to the World Championship. That is the
Listen,
Olympics.
just because you get 2 NBA players doesn't make you And this is nothing against DeAndre Ayton or
Yeah.
Thompson, but you two motherfuckers are not going to beat
Right.
Team USA, Canada.
No.
It's not happening.
Okay. So we got to recap because I'm going to end this with who Canada is too, because you've now explained to me who Canada is. So right off the bat, you got France. Well, I was going to say French toast.
We
You
were
got
talking
France.
about the teams that are going to compete.
Well,
they're not going to win. They're going to
I've
compete.
compared France to a vanilla scented trash bag.
So you're saying?
So
so do you
Bahamas-
think?
The
So
Bahamas
do you think Slovenia with Luka Doncic can
Slovenia.
beat Team France in the Olympics?
all day. I'll
Boy.
put money on it all day. So now the Bahamas, I just called the Bahamas a homeless man standing outside of McDonald's.
Because they're not going to
Hold
get
on.
anything.
You got to
Listen,
get
again, the Bahamas still got to qualify. They got to qualify for the
There's
daggone thing.
McDonald's in the Bahamas. You can be as tropical as fuck.
And it probably tastes better over there than it does here.
Every McDonald's in these
in there.
locations do like these crazy cool things. Like Hawaii has like a pineapple burger or
Spam.
some shit.
Spam and
spam.
eggs and rice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm fat.
So it's not. So anywho, so now we are to Canada. Okay, so
Yes.
you've got the vanilla scented trash bag. You got the homeless guy outside of.
What are you calling
McDonald's.
Canada?
Canada is the trash can that you step on and it opens and then slowly closes. Super convenient, looks beautiful, but again, ultimately its only purpose is to withhold the smell of trash. And that is all that Canada has done.
So what
You
is Team
can't smell
USA?
it. You can't smell it right now because it's not in front of you open. But as soon as that show gets on the road, y'all gonna notice it ain't nothing but trash.
So what's Team USA?
Do you remember the Uncle Drew commercials? Team USA is just the whole Uncle Drew squad out on the street court. They got a chance. I don't think it's going to be very good, but they got a chance. Dude, what's Team USA? I don't. What's the greatest country in the world. What do you think they are?
They probably have the best chance.
He said Team Canada is the trash can with the button on the floor that
Yeah.
slowly closes.
Just step on it and it just empties the trash.
You get the sensor. We can't be up to date and you get the sensor. You got to get the foot pedal.
Fair enough.
You're just not that good.
Bro, I thought that was
No.
fancy. I thought that was those are fancy. You got to be living good if you have one of those in your house.
You know where you see those at? You see those in the toilets, in the restrooms at arenas because they can't afford it. They don't want the overflowing of the trash can, but they're not willing to spend top dollar for these bins. So we're just going to make it somewhat contained. But ultimately, like Charles says, you're here to hold trash.
Canada's Olympic basketball team.
Canada's Olympic basketball team. The
So
Canada's
is
hold
the
on,
trash
I got
bag-
this. Canada's
so-
Olympic basketball team, Paul, is the equivalent of a 5-star restaurant, and they are the bathroom attendant. Is what Charles is basically saying.
You're in, but you can't do anything else but
Well, no,
sit on
no,
trash.
they're in, but they
Well,
can't
France
leave.
is the trash
the chair.
bag.
Yeah.
Canada's the trash can.
Yeah,
So is Canada better than France?
yeah. Canada's better than France.
Yeah, indubitably.
So it's going to contain the trash from France in their trash can.
Right.
But
Matter of
neither
fact,
of you
they'll-
guys are going to do
Matter
anything
of fact,
relevant.
Canada will probably knock out and throw them in their own trash can, and they'll be carrying the trash around. Maybe that's what we're starting to say here. I can see this.
And the
then you got
Bahamas,
and
one of the
the-
most beautiful countries in the world, is a homeless man sitting on the street
he's the
outside of
homeless
McDonald's.
man. No, he's the homeless man laying on the trash, using it for a blanket or a pillow, or
Just
whatever.
because they want it, don't mean they're gonna get it.
And guess what? Guess what? Here it comes. Beep, beep.
No, I got it.
Here comes
The
the trash
Bahamas.
man, the United States, coming to pick up the trash.
Charles is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope. I pray. The Bahamas are just like the military that comes back from a deployment. The outside of the car looks fantastic, and the inside of the car looks like shit.
Oh my god.
You only worked about the cosmetics on the outside and forgot we need more than just 2 players.
You got thunder and lightning going on out there?
I don't know. I saw something.
Oh yeah, I just see
I saw
flashes.
something.
Yeah.
I saw
So,
something.
that is a well-pictured analogy you
Hey,
put
we
on
broke
there.
it. You guys broke it all down. I was
That
just
is,
sitting here putting it all together in
Listen,
my mind.
I didn't want.
I said
I
a
didn't
trash
want this.
can.
I didn't want this to be this way, but there was a whole bunch of France there for no reason.
We've got a little
There's
over
one
a
too many
month.
French words out here that he
In a
didn't want to
little
hear no
over a
more.
month, we're
What's
going to
the
be able to
reason?
figure this out.
It's already figured out.
Who is the trash? Who's the trash man? Who's the trash can?
And who's
Bing,
the
bang,
homeless guy
boom.
outside of
Bada
McDonald's?
bing, bada boom.
It's already
Uh,
figured out, baby.
So Bahama
That's what I'm
wants to
saying.
make it to the Olympics, but just because you want it doesn't
Bahama
mean you're gonna
wants
get
Yeah.
it.
You be that kid. You can want that Christmas
You're a
present all
record-
day long. Guess what? You open it, a potato.
They're
Yay!
a recognized civilization, we'll say, recognized country. They
Yes,
get a
we'll
bid.
go with country.
They get a
Yes, they're
bid to the
country.
fucking Olympics. That's
Yeah.
so fuck yeah. Homeless people can stand on public sidewalks. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Are they homeless altogether or just homeless for basketball?
Hell, the weather's shining. I don't think it matters to them.
So you sitting there, track and field has no chance.
I think Bahamas has some really nice resorts. Right?
Yeah, they do.
I didn't hear very many stories growing up about don't go outside of the gated fences, otherwise you'll have people who tie strings to your wrist and then they'll tie them up until they cut them off and shit if you don't pay for it. Like, I never heard that about the Bahamas.
So Bahamas, there's a Chihuahua trying to get into the dog show.
I tell you, there's a few things I would do if I found a time machine, and one of them would be to go back and buy land in the early 50s in the Bahamas. Yeah, I'd do that.
So they don't get everything wrong.
No, their living situation
Whoa,
isn't terrible, but
whoa,
that's because of
whoa,
us.
whoa.
We pay for all that stuff,
What are you
right?
bringing-
The tourists.
What are you bringing the whole goddamn thing in for? We're just
Bringing the
talking about
money.
basketball. We're just talking about basketball.
He's saying they hoop like trash.
Yeah, listen, if Bahamas got anything right, they got vacation.
Baseball.
They
Correct.
got food. They got glorious
Vacation.
food. They got good vibes.
A
They got
vacation
great-
spot,
They got great
the
music.
Bahamas
Yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
When
great
it comes to
drinking,
sports,
alcohol parties.
not so much.
retirement.
They probably got fantastic yachts and homes.
You could probably have your wedding out there.
It's the island. But the thing is, though, is that
They're not very sportish.
like.
Well,
when
you're
you
on an
think-
island. You're at the mercy of who's living there. So
Unless you grew up in America in the early 90s, you don't think about Jamaica and bobsledding teams, right? You
no,
don't
but John
think
Candy thought about it.
Hey,
You don't think about
but it
the
worked.
Bahamas and basketball.
Charles, how does that
If
song go?
Bahamas did anything at all, I'm telling you, it's the next Jamaican bobsled movie.
You know they can't believe Jamaica they have a bobsled team. I don't know what the whole song goes. That's the only part of it that I can remember.
I'm just saying, you're just counting this whole country out when it comes to athletics because it's just not it.
I think
Is
Is that what you're saying?
He looked at the roster.
That's
No,
I'm
we're good.
what you're saying?
I'm talking about basketball. Listen, all them beach folk, they run really fast.
No, he compared them
They're
to
athletic.
a homeless man
A homeless man sitting outside of McDonald's.
Yeah, they're Olympic
Well,
basketball team.
in
is a
comparison
homeless
to an
man.
Olympic
So you're
basketball-
just saying the basketball team is a homeless man. You're
Yeah,
not saying
Yeah.
everything, every other sport they play, because I'm
No.
pretty sure they're good at beach
so
volleyball.
I understand the confusion with my feelings towards France.
His analogy was
My
France.
feelings
It's not the
towards
same.
France.
So you're
No,
saying
no,
all of
no.
France, athletically, outside of soccer,
Arguably,
Well,
those
outside of
feelings are
tennis.
contained specifically
Tennis and
to England and France.
Yeah,
outside of
hitting
soccer,
out.
because they know how to play soccer.
They think they own dolphins and shit
Well,
over
and
there.
Germany's
That's-
still on a list. Germany's still on a list. I still don't trust Germany.
Yeah, nobody trusts Germany.
No, I'm
Even
just saying.
people
You
that
hey, we have our reasons.
don't trust
We have
Germany.
our reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
And
can't.
if you don't know, go check history.
I was gonna say I still look at Japan side-eyed, but that's not like a joke towards racial.
Oh, we're
inequalities
gonna
or
get canceled.
equalities. Yeah, I was just saying.
No.
Japan's like the bully, right? Where you beat the hell out of, and then you're best friends because
Yeah.
the bully doesn't want to bully the bigger bully anymore. But you still got to watch the bully.
'Cause you might slip up one day, and then I'm gonna have to catch you outside.
Mystico.
And then like North Korea and all them other ones, like they're on a.
But we don't
entirely
trust them. They
different
don't even.
list.
They don't even play our podcast. So fuck them.
There is one Steam account active in North Korea.
I
almost
can only
constantly.
imagine who
It's
that
kinda funny.
possibly would be, huh?
Yeah,
Not one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that in a video at one point in time. But when it comes to just
Basketball itself, France is trash.
oh, we're back
and-
to basketball. Yeah, just
So
Bahamas
Dennis Rodman probably would have played for North Korea though.
Probably.
He was all big. He was a big fan of that dude.
He was the homie.
Yeah, he was a homie.
Do you think
You-
North Korea will ever be invited to the Olympics?
No, not as long.
I
as
don't
they
even think they
go.
would accept it
Not as
if
long
they
as they.
did.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They don't have any money.
Well,
They're
not in this current. No, not in this current state. But
I don't know.
Ever. He means
do you think
ever.
the world would be in a better spot if the situation became available? Now we're talking a lot of change had to occur. Now.
Well, could you imagine the athletes going there? They would
'Cause
be trying to
I don't
escape.
think Russia got invited to the Olympics this year.
I don't think
No.
they did either. I'm like Patrick said, the awkwardness already alone just to live
Yeah.
there. You can't leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like you said, a lot would have to change before and it's not to
What-
say never. It's just at this
Yeah,
current,
well,
it's not
yeah.
happening.
Hypothetically,
talk
if they left.
specifics.
But I'm like, if something were to happen, it'd be a drastic
What do
change.
you
Where
think they would be good at?
I think they would be good. I bet you they're good at ping pong,
I bet they'd probably be
Table
good at ping
tennis?
pong. You
ping
think they'd be
pong.
at skiing.
skiing.
They're
I don't
probably
know.
not
If
very
they,
good at
I don't think they. I don't
Yeah.
think they would be built for that.
skiing. I think
You
cross
think,
country
like-
skiing.
I don't know.
you think like maybe. What do you think their like 100-meter hurdle guy would be like? 110-meter hurdle.
Slow, probably.
Yeah, slow.
Are the hurdles? I think the hurdles are too big.
You think so?
Because most of them are not. Listen, Yao Ming is tall as shit, and I know he's not South Korean,
Yeah, I
but
think
Or North
that-
Korean, yeah.
Yeah, that
he's not
might-
North Korean. But it's just like, when have you seen? You could
Recently,
probably.
there's that fucking high school or college chick. from
There's a
Canada.
few out there that are
Yeah,
tall,
yeah.
but most in the Asian community in that region, they're not very. They're height challenged, most of them. So I'm like, trying to do hurdles at 5'3", 5'4". Good luck.
I'm gonna get in trouble for looking this up. The tallest ever known North Korean.
No, I bet you a 6 foot, 6'7".
I
Okay.
say 6'9".
All right. So the tallest person ever known in North Korea is Ri Minyoung Hung. He stands at an impressive height of 236 centimeters, coming in at 7 feet 9 inches. Weighs 282
Holy
pounds.
crap!
Ri, also known as Michael Ri, after his favorite basketball player Michael Jordan, was a former North Korean basketball player. His towering stature made him a prominent figure, and he once planned to play in the NBA in the 90s. Unfortunately,
That didn't happen.
due to trade restrictions, he couldn't join the NBA, but he remains a remarkable part of North Korea's basketball history.
Is he alive still,
Fuck,
or is
I'm
him
gonna
dead?
ask- Listen, I asked one fucking North Korean question. To you. That's
You're
that's
asking me
fucking-
too many questions.
It's fucking North Korea, and it'd be nice, but I don't think they're gonna win very much shit.
I don't think they have anything outside of possibly ping pong. Any just weird sport that's in the Olympics that would make sense for them not exerting so much athletic energy,
Yeah.
I could see them winning.
Well, that's
But
pretty neat.
I don't think we're going to be alive when that day comes that they're able to get invited into the Olympics.
I have hope.
At least somebody does.
Did you know? We're coming up to the end of the show here, so I'm going to throw out some facts. And our state this week, Alabama.
Okay? What are we talking?
There's some deep dive things in here that I would like to look into later. But did you know that Alabama is the only state that can produce iron and steel using its own natural resources.
Now
legit.
because they shut down the steel mill in West Virginia. It's, at one point, West Virginia, I believe, because they could get it in the Appalachians. So they're the only current state that could get it. Alabama is. That's crazy to think.
Yeah. Mobile,
Imagine a supply and demand.
Mobile,
Yeah.
Alabama hosts the oldest Mardi Gras celebration in America. So,
That's weird because you would think that would be more of a Louisiana thing. Eh?
Yeah, it turns out LSU has stolen a hell of a lot more from Alabama than Alabama has stolen
Interesting.
from
That
LSU.
maybe that's the hatred that
Hey,
the Pedro
hey,
hatred
keep
is
that
Is this like-
down.
is
Keep
this
that
like-
down. My wife lives here.
Is this like? But I'm just saying, is this like Michigan and Ohio with Toledo? Is this
Maybe
what's
there was like
happening?
this kind of crazy war where they just like
Everyone's like, oh my God, Mardi Gras, Louisville, but turns out Mobile, Alabama
Bam.
has the oldest Mardi
Bam.
Gras celebration.
I encourage you to keep that fact to yourself when you're around my side of the family, because I can't save you from that.
Nobody can save us from the facts, Jack.
Facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
Right.
They come at you
Facts are
quick.
Facts.
Just like this one. Approximately 43% of all U.S. snail species lives
Snails?
in Alabama.
That's disgusting.
43% of American snail species can be found
That's
in the state of
disgusting.
Alabama.
That is
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's
That's
disgusting.
crazy. I didn't know that.
They're just watching the wall, turboing it out.
How
Gross.
was I going with this? Okay, so here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. When it comes to merchandise in its entirety, the state of Alabama's #1 purchased item is. Now, item is a general term in the sense of merchandise.
Like clothing,
All of it.
their #1 selling merchandise
Yes.
in the whole state of Alabama.
The whole state of Alabama.
A barbecue pit?
Barbecue pit. Patrick.
Pork ribs.
Roll Tide, baby. Alabama Crimson Tide gear.
Really?
I'm like,
I swear to God.
that's not as shocking as you would think, though,
It's
because
not
it's
as
like,
shocking as you would think,
because it's Alabama. They're gonna support that team. They're gonna support the hell out that
It's going to be
university.
interesting to see if any other state can compete with this, but
I
it's
don't
like,
think there's a love for their university like the state of Alabama loves.
has-
No, they love that shit.
Like
the
that
number
whole
one-
state. It's either one of two teams. You're only allowed one of two teams. It's either War Eagle or Roll Tide. That's all you
Yep.
get.
Mhm.
Anything else is irrelevant. And the
Number one
wars.
merchandise item. Yep.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised in any way, shape, or form.
No,
I'm like,
no.
especially the last 20 years.
And the same thing happened to me when I was reading it. As I was reading it, I was like, huh. And then I got the answer, I finished the sentence, and I went,
That makes
I'm
sense.
I'm not shocked. That makes
I'm
sense.
like-
But then it was like a Sour Patch Kid, right? Like it was a sour answer, but then the more I thought about it, the more I was impressed. Wait a minute. The
It'd be
whole
more
fucking-
surprising to say Clippers gear is sold more than the Lakers. You'd be like, really?
Right.
That would be a surprise. This,
But for a whole state to have its #1 purchased merchandise item being Alabama Crimson Tide gear.
and that's like
crazy.
that's their professional sports teams right there. Since they don't have one,
I asked the same question about Missouri, and it was fucking soybeans, right? So
still
it's like,
soybeans.
Soybeans.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the
The sheer disappointment when you found that out. You're like,
fucking soybeans, man. I can't get away
Wait,
from the
that's what you
goddamn
got?
beans. One time I was bitching about Idaho. And what the fuck does Idaho have besides potatoes? Guess what? More beans. Like, God damn.
Beans.
Fucking beans, man. Oh my god, yeah.
the sheer disappointment. At least this one makes sense.
Yeah.
Missouri, get your shit together.
Get your shit.
Fucking Missouri, man. Tornadoes and goddamn soybeans.
Oh, does that mean their ribs are fake?
Yeah, probably.
Are their ribs made of soybeans?
Oh, it's probably. Listen, here's the kicker. Did we ever touch on the Nathaniel's hot dog fiasco?
I think so.
Yeah, he promoted. He What he
They have the Netflix.
he
They'd have the Netflix
subscribed to
video.
a vegan hot dog, and then he got banned from the competition. I think that's childish as hell.
No, he did. He did it so that they could have the competition on Netflix. They get paid millions of dollars.
Here's my stance on it, because I don't think we ended up talking about it, because it was different, right? Good job, Nathan's Hot Dogs. Shout out to Nathan's Hot Dogs, because I tell you, my stance on this Joey thing is that the hubris behind his thought process, right? Because for one, it wasn't just the year before he was like choke slamming a vegan activist that got in front of him while he was eating his hot dog, right? But so you knew it was going to cause hoopla, but yet you thought that you were bigger than the situation that made you who you are.
I'm like, he's a 16-time hot dog eating contest for Nathan.
Yeah, but
he felt like he was untouchable. Probably
they don't make that much money.
Listen, we love you, foodies. It's very entertaining, but let's slow the fucking roll here for a minute, bro. If the money was great, awesome. But if you truly thought, I mean, his reaction to being like banned from the hot dog thing told me which made me feel this way. But like, for you to truly feel like you made Nathan's contest what it is, guess what? With or without you there, I'm gonna watch. I was watching to see if you would lose, not to see if you would win. And now I'm going to be watching to see who the next champ is. And I can promise you, I'm not going to pay extra money to watch some crazy fucking hot dog show on Netflix.
I'm not going to. That's weird.
Because it's a fucking hot dog show on Netflix. The hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July is a embedded tradition that happens to be on a channel when I'm flipping, and I go, oh, this is neat. But I'm not going to go out of my way to watch Joey fucking Chestnut on fucking Netflix wearing
60, 70 hot dog buns.
Hot dog in the fucking face. What the hell? Man, you did not take this the right way. Whoever you have in your circle, fire them all. Kick them all out.
This is the thing. They're saying that he can't compete in the Nathan's hot dog contest, but he can still compete in the rest of the annual contest. That he just can't compete because the brand that he sponsored is the competitor, great competitor to
I just read that. It's not true that he wasn't banned from competing in the hot dog eating competition. The contract he signed would conflict with Nathan's,
because he's sponsoring.
They wouldn't be able to pay. Nathan's was paying him to basically like a promotion fee for him to show up, like a show up fee.
Which makes sense at this point.
And the company wouldn't pay him his $1.2 million if he showed up. He could have showed up, but he wouldn't have got paid from the vegan company Impossible Foods, is what I read. So he still could have showed up, but he would have been sacrificing that $1.2 million contract. But Netflix threw so much money at him and Kobayashi, they're going to have this hot dog eating competition on Netflix, which is going to be probably make them way more money. So
because Netflix loves to throw money at specials like this.
Well, think about it. These guys are their net worths are they've been doing this. They're over 40 years old. They've been doing this. Their net worth's only $3 million, so they're not making millions and millions of dollars a year.
Change.
But Netflix throws $10 million at these guys for a one-off thing. Shit, who wouldn't take that?
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't disagree with that. But my stance on this is with the Nathan's hot dog.
Oh, I don't care. Those dudes, I don't care if the guy that wins eats 5 hot dogs. It's still fun to watch. I'm gonna watch that dude struggle with 5 wieners. It's fine.
I don't.
I'm not gonna lie. It's weird watching grown men and women.
Hey,
shoving food in your mouth.
You think that's weird? Did you ever Google?
But I promise you, I'm not going out of my way to watch it.
No, that's not what I'm gonna go see on 4th of July. That's not. Ooh, the contest is on TV. It's on ESPN today.
Dude,
I don't
go
care.
on YouTube. You want to think something's weird? Go on YouTube and Google or search women's world corn eating championship. There's a girl on there who literally just goes.
That's weird as hell.
Like that, and it's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
What about those with the people that ride the horses, but it's just like the little
Hobby horsing?
the head horse on the stick,
Yes.
and they're out there.
Hobby horsing.
There's a
Hobby
guy
horsing.
that's already broken all those records. He can like high jump like 6 feet in the air.
American?
He broke all the
Hell
records.
yeah.
He went
Hell
through
yeah.
the course in like dinner
Hell
time
yeah.
just to prove that it's
Just
like, I
we
did
had
it.
the
Listen,
episode.
Charles
we
doesn't
had
care
the
what the
episode-
sport is.
I don't give a fuck. We had the episode about England's extreme sports, and
Oh, yeah,
we're going to create a team and go over there and fucking dominate every
Oh yeah,
damn
there's
year.
potato,
Back to
most
back to
potato
back to
chips,
back to back to
most
back to
potato
back to
chips.
back.
Not
Charles don't
fucking
care what the
match.
sport is. If it sounds like we're going to be good at it, yeah, we're the best.
We got beat
Yeah,
your
we're the
ass. Somebody asked one of the people, oh, who would drink more, England or American? Well, I can't even hear you over the sounds of the drinks being re-poured because we're drinking them so much faster than you. I'm sorry, what? It's a thought. Just gonna beat the ass.
Yeah.
Just like we won at hobby
What,
horsing.
what if they put
Yeah,
beer
it's
pong
fun
in the
to have
Olympics?
those.
Would
I
we
don't-
win?
Yes.
What else do we win?
God,
Beer
yes.
pong.
Oh, beer
Yes.
pong quarters, probably. Dude, that beer fest movie was so fucking bullshit. We would have dominated them in all the quarters and beer pong, all that stuff. There's college.
Oktoberfest?
You're saying Germany doesn't stand a chance
Oh, no,
in a
there's-
drinking competition?
Dude, there are college kids in Wisconsin that
kidding me?
freaking would dominate.
Oh,
the
I'm
Bro.
with you. We would
Bro.
mess them completely up.
Oh yeah,
Like, we grew up in the UP, bro. Like
this is we are the country of alcoholics.
like Wisconsin
That's it.
is. But I'm telling you
win.
right now, oh my God, there are so many people that left the UP going, how am I still alive? I'm talking, we would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days straight, bro.
Stars,
There's
seeing
no
seeing
chance,
black
dude.
spots.
The Scots, they got a chance.
Yeah,
The
They got-
Mexican have a chance.
Yeah, you guys drink like fucking.
Wait,
water.
what do you mean, y'all? Oh,
No,
calm down.
No, not you guys, but they drink water.
They
Listen,
they drink beer like water,
I can
and
drink-
tequila's like beer.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's basically 97% H2O
water.
and then 3% hops, right? And there's your Mexican cerveza.
There's
That's your
cerveza.
That's your Of course, you drink that shit all day. You gotta stay hydrated because of the desert.
if it was a tequila drinking competition, we might
Oh,
be
we'd
a
be
little. We
cooked.
might be in
That was
trouble.
a terrible generalization on my part. I do
Yeah.
apologize for that.
We're good. We're good.
You're
we're
not the
good,
first
we're
or the last.
We're good.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been called worse. Listen, there was this job I had. We literally 10 months until she asked.
It doesn't make it better.
Our name was on our doors, right?
Yeah.
We help students and stuff like that. And this 10 months into the job, she thought this whole time until she heard me talking Spanish. She goes, you know what she asked me?
Are you
She
from
goes,
Harlem?
wait, how many Arabic people do you know that speak Spanish? I was like, what did you call me? She goes, aren't you from
Nothing.
over there? Over where?
What-
You hush.
What do you
your
mean
mouth.
over there?
with
She
this-
said, you're from the Middle East. I'm like, did you see my last name?
Words
What
hurt
would give
people.
you-
That's
She
just
goes,
something. That's just
she
something
goes, what
other
are
people
you? I was
say.
like, I'm Puerto Rican. She goes, wait, you're Hispanic? What did you think for the last year? Who did you think you were talking to?
Oh my, that's so crazy. Listen, it's like we said at the very beginning of the show. People don't know they're wrong if they don't speak up. Sometimes you just should have spoke up.
I'm
a hell
like,
of a lot
she-
sooner.
She
Yeah,
meant
much
no
different way.
disrespect. I wasn't upset at her. I was just hella
course not.
confused. Like, what did you think I was this whole time?
Yeah, I've been confused
Delicate.
for Arabic during long golf summers and this beard. Yeah, I
It's
tan
de-
like a
it's
Greek
it's
god.
definitely the beard for me, and of course, because I'm brown,
What the
it doesn't
fuck?
help.
Holy shit, you are.
What?
I was like, wait, you're not? You're what?
I thought that was the Snapchat filter.
Who's been over here cheating?
And listen, I told you guys the Hootie and the Blowfish story, hand to God. This decade, I found out Hootie was black. This decade. Not like 20 to 30, but I'm saying like this 10-year, like inside. from
The
this
10-year
point,
span.
10 years back, yeah. Yeah, it was this decade.
Listen, it's
She sits
surprising.
on my lamppost, trying to find the thoughts that escapes my mind.
With that note, we'll
Says
roll it out.
there's the one I hold the most. Listen, for all of our listeners out there, all of our continued commenters, our pokers, our likes, our shares, we appreciate you. We see you. We hear you. We thank you. It brings up great topics. It brings up great shows. We love hearing about who you are. We love hearing about what you do. We do understand that is the internet, and I believe there's a country song out there where you can be whatever you want online, but we tend to see the real more than the fake, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that we've created a space that allows you to come to the internet and be yourself. Be it an ugly fucking asshole or a beautiful soul, either one, we love you all.
Yes.
And as we like to tell you here at the end of the show, because it's not enough these days to just love you. Sometimes you have to love a little more. And here at the show, we love you more.
Yes.
Peace.